Oval for the clash between Port Adelaide and the Bays. Chalmers against McCulley. Chalmers gets the knock back towards Williams, who has an area. In goes Brosnan. Can't find it, and the umpire's going to give a free kick for a high tackle. And Patrick Brosnan will get it from just the attack side of centre wing. To send the Magpies into attack. Kicking to the school or southern end. Goes out wide, looking for Tyler. Thumped away by Russell. Lyndon Bowe back in defence. Back towards Marshall at centre wing. With him is Rowan Smith. Marshall for the football first. Needs a runner from there. Gets out of it beautifully. The left foot kick underway. Finds half forward line. Clayton Lamb. Bay's doing it well at the moment. Now, can they find Seabohm? Goes out on a long lead. Gives him a chance. He's going to get in there with a hand. Can't get it. Delaney's back there. Supported by Rosonico. He's under pressure as well. And the ball will go for the line or to the line for a throw-in.
And we see Michael Murphy there appealing for an out on the full, but the boundary umpire wouldn't buy into that, and they need that man to fire. This should be a classic battle. The old rivals, Port Adelaide and Glenelg, gee, they've put on some games over the last 20 years. Some pretty tough affairs. There's the smother. It's taken by Mark Williams. He kicks to the outer side, but it's all Tigers back there, and Lyndon Bowe, the boy from Broken Hill, takes the mark. Drops in a short pass, and Georgie Fiacci cuts it off, and he's off with a quick handball. Ginnivan wasn't ready for that. Now it's a sweeping one out wide. Hallahan's through, but Rowan Smith held his ground. Out to Delaney, who's back from injury, and the pass to the informed David Hutton.
He certainly is. Check side of the centre line, coming across to Chalmers, talking about being informed. This young fellow, brilliantly done. Gives it out now short. Half forward line. Mead it was who got the kick away. Good solid foot as the ball goes out of play on the half forward right flank. The attack of Brosnan, and for Glenelg is Hamish Stewart. Excellent body work. The throw in. Smith over the top came McCulley. Chigwiddens having a wrestle with it with Setri, and the umpire will ball it up. Cannot believe the conditions. Good crowd. Just shows they will come if you've got good matches. Ginnivan on the left leg, tumbles a punt kick, but it's all the Bays back there. As quickly Stewart will get it out wide now. Duthie's got to work for it. Thought about Gibbs, will go short now to Russell. The Bays have opened up a looser man. Down the outer side they go. They're trying to draw Bowe. He won't come. Long kick now to the half forward line. Murphy's underneath the football. At the back, it's all Port Adelaide. And coming away, Chalmers gets it out to Mead. Mead tumbles one in towards. Oh, not a good kick at all. Visca through. Visca puts out the pass. Oh, no, it's a terrible pass. Mansell through, shoots, and he has missed. Well, he had an excellent opportunity, but just hooked it wide for the first score of the afternoon.
And he really should have kicked that one. He's good around the goals, Darren Mansell. He kicked 9 in their last match against the Double Blues, and that was a gimme, and he didn't convert. Delaney brings the ball back into play, puts it out looking for Buckley. He's taken more marks than anyone else in South Australian football this year. Couldn't take that one, and he's given away a free kick. If he's not careful, there'll be 50. Darren Mansell, too far out to score. Outside 50 metres, a short pass, and it's a gem. Finds the waiting arms of Michael Murphy, a man that struggled for form in 1992. But he's a very, very good player. I reckon he's about due for a big one. Tremendous atmosphere here down at the Bay Oval. He will be kicking from about 45 metres out, assisted by what breeze there is, and he splits the centre. That's the first one on the board.
Well done, Darren Mansell. As Kim said, he should have kicked the first one. He bolted those in last time he played, but on this occasion he got the free kick from Buckley on the half forward line. Look at the pass. That is lace out Murphy. Julian Burton didn't get anywhere near it to cut it off, and Murphy drilled the centre for his first and the first of the game.
Umpires officiating are Kevin Chambers and David Elliott. Elliott puts ball to ground, but the tap's been won by McCulley. The ball goes back down towards number 11 for the Tigers, and that's Andrew Mackay. In turn, Rosonico has the football, puts it out wide for Ginnivan. Where's Chigwiddens? He's about 30 metres away. Ginnivan lifts the eyes, those big eyebrows of his, and he puts it out there looking for Smith. Couldn't find that player. Hamish Stewart over the top, and he's a pretty solid character. Hamish Stewart, number 42, and a good crowd here down at the Bay Oval. Plenty of atmosphere. And as Ian mentioned, conditions fantastic. The ball flicked on, out towards Hutton, couldn't take it. Gibbs can. It's a wobbly kick and it goes straight to Mark Williams. He goes across ground, Rowan Smith all by himself. That's one player I wouldn't leave alone. He gets back onto the left. He's found some space. He drops in a short pass and it's been found by Tyler.
Well, Rowan Smith gave someone the slip. There was not a Bay defensive player within 30 metres of him. Casually around the man who came to claim him, and that's a perfect pass to Tyler on the lead.
The Port Adelaide full forward, the leading goal kicker for the Magpies, from about 30 metres out, casual approach, and he has put it through. There's 1 point the difference.
Not only is the leading goal kicker for the Magpies, he's the leading in South Australia. In fact, that is 36 for the season now, and he's about 15 in front of anyone else. So Mark Tyler, here it is in replay. Too easy around that defensive player, and passes don't come any better than that. Well, that ties up in the ball game as far as points are concerned, but the Bay's just got that 1 point in front.
Yes, as far as the goals are concerned, it's 1-1 to 1 goal, just 1 point the difference. We're back in the centre. Chalmers opposed to McCulley, both very talented. Down to Smith, tried to break the tackle. Marshall in there, back with the Tigers. The handball goes out to Visca, a very good player, and there's Murphy again. And the ball will have to go back. The mark was paid. This will be a real test for the youngster in Julian Burton. Murphy puts it out, but well cut off by Timmy Jennifer, and there's the short pass. Murphy just caught napping. Now Burton goes over the top. Smith, going through Chigwin. That was a poor hand pass by Burton. And there's a bit of atmosphere here, Ian, and a good crowd. You mentioned around 7, perhaps between 7 and 10, and you know, they're old rivals, and a few of these lads will be pretty toey.
I agree with that. And too, incidentally, Chigwin let Rowan Smith off. I reckon he could have laid him to rest.
I was thinking the same thing. It was very polite of Chiggy. I don't know if the coach would be that pleased. He certainly could have made him feel that one with a very legitimate bump. Chalmers, but the tap is won by Murphy. It goes out to Chigwin. Quick hands to Marshall. He hooks it back around his body. Fiachi underneath it. Seaboom having his testimonial game, and the crowd appreciate that grab. Originally recruited from Mount Burr, he's playing his 307th game. He was the leading goal kicker in 1987, and he hasn't kicked his first today. He's kicked it like a fullback, and it was nearly out of bounds on the full.
Kim, that's why he may be why he finished his career in defence. Well, he hasn't finished yet. He's still going. His testimonial day, won the toss and elected to kick to the southern end.
Yeah, normally one of the better kicks in the comp, Siebes, but maybe a few nerves even at his ripe old age of 32. Chigwin in there working hard. Williams is there, but will have a bounce about 20 metres out. We've had about 8 minutes of this first term here at the Tiger Oval. It's a huge thump, and the Magpies go forward. It's a wobbly old kick. Back there is Russell, and that's well played. Just put his opponent underneath the ball. Getting that kick there was Mark Dittmar, number 29 for Port Adelaide, playing his first day game for the Magpies. He's come into the side due to the late withdrawal of Abernathy. Chalmers up high. Hallahan got the kick away. Out there is Rowan Smith. It's 2 against 1. There's a daisy cutter, and not taken by Buckley. And we'll have a bounce across the half-forward line.
9 minutes into the first quarter. The Bays by a point. Throw in, half-forward left flank, right on the 50-metre line. Bartlett goes in with his body, tries to hook it back. Marshall around the corner, up towards full forward. Delaney can't. Murphy looking for a runner, goes round on the left leg, but he's hooked it too far, and that could be out on the full. He needed someone in support then. He looked each way, couldn't find anybody, and had to go it alone.
Puts the ball out towards Fiachi. The Tiger Rovers will have to watch George. He runs down into attack. He's a great link man for a defender. Russell up high, but strong mark by Darren Smith. Plays on quickly. It's a wobbly kick. Opportunity, though, for Port Adelaide. They line up the goals, and it could be Dittmar, I think. He has just missed, and it's Borlase, in fact. Daisy Borlase. Playing out of a forward pocket. And you'd expect Darryl to do a little bit better than that.
Knows how to kick goals. Made 12 this season. Chigwin's going to get run down. Well, that's in the back. Correct decision, umpire David Elliott. The Port Adelaide supporters don't like it, but it was a blatant push in the back. In fact, he could have claimed him without pushing him in the back. Chigwidden from half-back flank, up towards the half-forward line. Oh, Chalmers, so easy. What natural ability this boy has got. Almost the recruit of the year already. Or the rookie of the year. That has to be paid. McCulley gets it out wide. Kretschmer, the runner, through centre wing. On the long lead comes Seabone. He's just going to half volley it. Needs a runner from there. Hallahan's there. Doesn't want him. Gets round on the left. Goes in towards Murphy. Murphy can't find it. Brilliantly read Rosonico. Gives it across to Burton. He in turn gets Buckley.
Buckley's taken more marks in South Australia than any other footballer. He's had 2 bounces. It's a wobbly kick forward. Darren Smith snatched it beautifully. Close to the boundary line, gets it back to Setri, gives over the top. There's a bit of urgency here. Brosnan breaks the tackle, good play. Better handball out to Williams. Bourke sells the dummy, puts it up high. Tyler underneath. 1-2, nearly took it. Taken by Lyndon Bowe. Sweeping handball out towards McKay. McKay around his body, there's nobody home. Ginniver should go over to Hutton. Eventually looks for Williams. Chigwidden, great effort, couldn't take it. In there, Hutton again. Gee, there's some desperation. Out to Bowe, back to Chiggy, and the Tigers out of trouble.
Not a bad game of football. Lamb out at centre wing. Couldn't find the handle. Marshall maybe let it go. Bowe missed it. Getting back on it is Ginniver. Lost it. Lamb on the left leg. Goes in long. All Port Adelaide back there. That's poor. That is poor football, Clayton Lamb. Did not lift his eyes at all.
Exactly, Daisy, and he's missed a lot of football, Clayton Lamb, and perhaps that's the reason he made that mistake. It was poor play.
Rowan Smith. Fiarchi. Chalmers again. No, ball A's this time. Towards the half-forward line. Once again, not a good kick. In fact, the kicking hasn't been good. McKay from the check side of the centre line to put the Bays into attack. Goes to the half-forward line. Bartlett's up there. Chalmers again up. Got his hands to it. Can't complete it. Ginniver from Chalmers. Ginniver goes long to the half-forward line. Darren Smith. In front was McCulley. At the back it's Dittmar. Hooks around the corner. One-on-one. Tyler! Out-bodied Duthie. Not happy. Oh, gives it across to Williams. I think they've blown it. He hit the post. Unbelievable. Why on earth would you play on from there? Kim Dillon.
Oh, absolutely ridiculous, and let's hope the Magpies don't go down by a goal. He's a full forward. He was 15 metres out. There was no angle to cause any great concern, and he handballed to Williams. I'm not sure if he called or not, but boy, oh boy, what a mistake. And as I mentioned, there's some pressure out there. Hallahan nearly run down by Chalmers. It's a wobbly kick. Fiarchi dropped the mark. Still has the body over the ball. Smith goes through with a bit of desperation. Puts it out to Rosonico, who measures the kick and finds Delaney, who's come down the ground. Back from injury. Whoa, Brosnan, stupid tackle. Ridiculous. And he's been reported. And I tell you, Daisy, there's a bit of atmosphere here and things could explode before long. In fact, they might already.
Unbelievable stuff. They're running from everywhere. The umpire wants the football. He wants to get on with the game. The reserve umpire is out there just having a quick look. But I can tell you this, Patrick Brosnan has been reported. No question about that at all. Alan Gill is going to take him out of the game, or he's getting him away from the action. Seabone with the football up towards the forward pocket. Oh, it's tough and rough out here. Ginniver, the runner out of defence now, is Chalmers. Goes out wide to the outer side where the ball goes out of play.
Now, young Patrick Brosnan's only played 5 league games, and as I mentioned, he's obviously caught up in the emotion and the atmosphere of this game. It was a foolish free kick, but a lad that also added to the foolishness was Darren Mansell. He came in and started the blue afterwards. They'd been awarded a free kick. He shouldn't have caused that little fracas, and who knows, they may have posted another goal on the board, but they've taken a grab, and it's Murphy who is causing Burton some problems.
Kim, I agree with you. Michael Murphy, whose form has been very ordinary. He's out of the Crows, obviously, playing for the Bays. In fact, I think one week he even played for the Twos for the Bays, but getting back into somewhat like we know he can play.
Well, he's a strong player and he's not a bad kick, and he has posted his second goal. So the Tigers, they hit the lead and the crowd love it.
Well, Marshall is playing extremely well at the moment. Got it across to Chigwidden. And look on this one-on-one. Murphy, one grab. as Kim said, Julian Burton just having a little trouble with the strength of Murphy at the moment, and that was a fine mark for his second goal, and the Bays kick clear. 2-1 to 1-2 on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
It's the Tigers leading by 5 points, and it's great to be back out in the suburbs as McCulley punches the ball down. Going through without the ball at all was Lamb. Solid work there by Mansell. Taking it is Dittmar. He looks a likely type, the son of Wally Dittmar. Let's see what Tyler does. Big grab, couldn't take it. Setri tries to go off the ground. Which way will it bounce? Just to the right of the post. So another point for the Magpies. They move along to 1-3, 9 points, trailing Glenelg 2-1, 13, and we've had just over 15 minutes of the first term.
Gibbs looking for McCulley. That's a great kick. He's got to get a free kick. He was going to get it both ways. Gave it away to Mansell, who treated it like a brick. Boileau's through. Back inboard, McKay back for the Bays. Will need someone from there. Gets it through the agency of Visca. Long half-forward line. Murphy over the top. Oh, what a big mark. Michael Murphy is on fire. 60 out. Won't make the distance from there. Seabone one-on-one in the square.
I might have $1 if he doesn't go short, Daisy's a big kick.
Well, he's 60 to go. I can tell you it's a 65-metre kick if he kicks this goal from here. I'm not saying that he can't do it, but it's a mammoth kick. Well, that is a huge kick. That is an unbelievable kick. He's just about half a metre short, and Chalmers takes a fine defensive mark. Well, you lost $1 by half a metre.
I got a fair run for my money, though, as Marshall takes the ball, puts it back to where it came from. Good work back there. That was Mead who took front position, puts the ball out to Rosonico, who goes back to Fiarchi. Like a little rabbit back there, George. He finds avenues of escape everywhere. He just burrows his way through. It goes out to Chalmers. He plays like a ruck rover for a big man, but the kick wasn't good, and it's found by Visca. Visca centres the ball nicely. McCulley drops the diving attempt. Salisbury, his first touch of the game, around his body. They need a grab. Front position there was Seabone, couldn't take it. Bartlett is there as well. Chigwidden takes it. Good pressure by Rowan Smith, and he forces that ball to go out of bounds on the full.
2-1 to 1-3, 17 minutes into the first quarter. The Bay coach. Well, they've started well. Kim, can they keep it going? 4 points the difference. Rowan Smith, nice looking kick back towards centre wing. The leaper up there was Darren Smith. Gee, he's well downfield from his centre half forward spot. Drives towards centre. Kretschmer underneath the football. Can't get it. Setri gives it across Boileau's. Buckley, the long handball, into a hornet's nest, that one. The Bays a chance to get out of it. Russell gets it over. Chance now for Marshall. Going through. Oh, strong bump for Rosonico. But he's gone down. Well, it seemed to be a fair bump. They both went out the right way, Kim, but Rosonico comes out with a free kick.
Yeah, no free kick. He turned his back into that one. It should have been play on. It was a good contest. The ball put up towards centre half forward by Borlace. The crumbs picked up by Setri. The smother's good. Opportunity for Bow. The handball out towards McKay. Will the ball sit? Oh, great courage and strength. Got through Smith. He gets the kick away. Out there trying to tap it forward was Murphy. It goes to Chigwidden. Back to Murphy, who's looking $1 million. Wobbly kick forward. Not taken by anyone except for the Port defence in Rosonico. Player slips over in Buckley. Kretschmer, his opponent, takes the ball. Hallahan with a very short pass. Marshall spilt that one. He should have taken it. He's in there working hard. Borlace takes the crumbs. Rowan Smith out to Buckley, the league's leading kick getter. He puts it out wide, looking for Darren Smith. Hamish Stewart in pursuit. Good play by Smith. He kept his feet. Now he centres the ball nicely. Hutton underneath it. Bow across from the side. Picked up by Setri, doing well with the crumbs. Kicks around his body, goes back to Duthie. Duthie should have had 2 goals kicked on him so far. It's seen just the one. And the ball's been put out of bounds on the full.
Can you believe that? He was 10 metres clear of his opposition, and Gibbs was well clear of anyone out on the full. Maybe the pressure just telling. 50 metres, didn't pick it up.
Well, Ross Gibbs had the ball, Daisy, and he wouldn't give it back to the player. He put it down on the ground, and he's been penalised 50. Now this will be a goal, and Gibbsy, well, he's a rooster one day, a feather dust to the next. He goes from a millionaire to a pauper, doesn't he?
Well, if I was coach, having given that away from there, I think he'd be sitting in the bunker for the rest of the afternoon, or at least part of it. That is just stupid defensive football.
Well, John McFarlane's been called back to the bunker. He might be going back out there with a message in a moment. Setri's kicked the goal.
Well, simply that's a lack of discipline, and I think Ross Gibbs, when he looks at it tomorrow on the replay, I wouldn't be at all surprised. McFarlane's going out there, whatever the message will be, it's not going to be polite. And Ross Gibbs doesn't take too kindly to these messages at times, but he's got to understand that you just can't do that when you're in defence. Well, you can't do it anywhere.
Well, Kimmy Hodgman was most emphatic when he gave the message to the runner, John McFarlane. He nearly brought up his tonsils when he gave that message, and I'm sure Snout will...
He didn't go near Gibbs, he went to Russell.
Yeah, well, or maybe Kimmy Hodgman, he knows what Ross Gibbs is like, and Gibbs, he knows he's made a mistake, so he probably thinks, leave well enough alone. The ball out wide, northeast for his first possession. Did well, sold the dummy. There's that awkward kicking style, but it's usually pretty effective. Going through solidly Visca, and the ball just in play. Mansell gets the kick away. Ginniver's been a good player in the first turn. Plays on quickly. The handball out to Rowan Smith.
He goes in short. Ball lays just underneath the football. Well read then by Russell. He's lost it now. Ball lays again short to Darren Smith. Over the top comes McCulley and thumps the ball to the line. Hamish Stewart, I beg your pardon, not McCulley. Out of play. Full forward right pocket. Port Adelaide by 2 points. That 50-metre penalty gave them the lead from the goal, the resultant goal. Ball lays, got to hook it back. He does. McCulley in front for the... No, once again, Hamish Stewart. I get those two mixed up. Sounds better. Duthie, a long clearing kick to the outer side. Oh, well run, David Marshall. He pulled the ball in, check side of centre wing.
I reckon John Cahill would be pretty happy with his first turn by the Magpies, because I think they've been outplayed. The Tigers have been doing most of the attacking, yet the Magpies lead on the scoreboard. And Kim Hodgman wouldn't be pleased. They have what breeze there is here at the Bay Oval. Home of the Glenelg Football Club. Their home ground was Football Park last year, but they're back down at the Bay on Brighton Road. And as I mentioned, plenty of atmosphere. Salisbury, the captain, gets the handball. The kick goes around the body. Seabohm leads in the chase, takes the footy, bails out with a hand pass, which wasn't a good one. Went to Delaney, who was a little bit slow. Ginniver again, perhaps the best man on the ground in this first term. Now Williams, an opportunity, puts it out to Borlase, is causing a few problems. Concedes 15 metres with a handball, but gives Buckley some time to dispatch the football. And he does pretty well to find Darren Smith, who's off. He's looking dangerous, Darren Smith. There's the pass. It's a beauty, but well done by Duthie. That was vintage Duthie, taken by Visca. Back to Duthie. Puts it out wide to Bow.
Bow's well clear. 30 metres clear of David Hutton. Through the centre wing, goes long up towards Marshall. Well put. Marshall at 60 metres. Can't make it from there. Seabohm. Off goes Murphy short. He's left 2-on-1 in the square. Chalmers has dropped back to cover Seabohm. Delaney's there, of course. He puts it up for Seabohm. He's going to be short on the leap. Delaney in there. The ball comes down. Salisbury, Hallahan. Chick Wedden standing start, and he has kicked it offline. Well, should have got that one as well. Missed a couple they should have got. That's their second point, 2-2 to 2-3. And the Port coach, as usual, looking just a little serious.
As I mentioned, I think he'd be reasonably happy, because we had a look at the statistics. Glenelg have had more of the football, with Port Adelaide leading by 1 point. And we're about 2 minutes away from time on. McCulley got up high, couldn't take it. Mansell to Kretschmer, should kick it. He's on the left foot, but it's not coming back enough. And by Jingo, they've had some opportunities.
Well, Kemi would have fooled me as well, because I would have shot for that left goalpost. That's where Mansell went. It didn't come back at all, of course. Well, maybe the breeze. Well, when you have a look at Kretschmer, it was. When you have a look at the sock on the outer side, it struck me for wind. And Piarci thought he was going to get a free kick, but he's given it away for a push in the back. Lyndon Bowe from the outer side. No, Clayton Lamb's going to take it. Well, that is a huge kick. He's made the distance from 70 metres, but he's well offline for a point. Well, that puts the Bays in front by that point. 2-4, plays 2-3, approaching time off.
The Tigers have a lot of goal-kicking potential up forward as Delaney plays on with a short pass to Chalmers. You have a look at that forward line. Seabohm can kick goals. Murphy, well, he's very good at doing that. Clayton Lamb has been doing it for years with West Adelaide and recently with the Tigers. So they're pretty potent up forward. Trying to get it out is Visca. He gets it on to Kretschmer. Kretschmer drives it in long. Did not look at all. Did not have a look. And pays the penalty. Chalmers now puts it out to George. Where's Hallahan? He's 20 metres away from Piarci. This is a great game of football. Over the head of Rowan Smith and Lyndon Bowe. And a busy player in the first term. Goes to the pocket. Out there is Seabohm. Oh, Seeds dropped it. Has one to beat. Looks for the free kick. Play on the call. And going through there is Geneva.
Throw in about 30 metres around. The Bays by a point. Chalmers against Michael Murphy as the bodies go in. Thump back towards the line. Going to the line and out of play once more. Darren Mead was 33. He dropped back in support of Chalmers as well. Brighton Road, the Bay Oval. Nice to be back again, as Kim said. Murphy, most of you would know that the Bays opted to play their home matches at Football Park last year, but reverted to Brighton Road for this season. 2-4 to 2-3, throw in same spot. The Bays have wasted a few opportunities. They should be further in front than 1 point. Chalmers, what a future that lad's got. Geneva, Rowan Smith. Down they go in a heap. Trying to get through Salisbury at the bottom of the pack. Over the top. Oh, gee, that's hard work in there, and the umpire will come in and bounce.
Great desperation by Scooter Salisbury. He's renowned for that. Getting in towards the twilight of his career. But as far as courage is concerned, they don't come much better than Scott Salisbury. Number of players working hard in close quarters. Fiachi had the kick smothered off the boot. The Tigers go forward. Lamb dropped it. Bounced off his chest. He's in there working hard. He threw that one. And the umpires pinged him. Fiachi off to a great start. The handball out to Rosonico. They have the loose player. Rosonico just saw it. He tried to squeeze it back to Mead, who showed good stretch and commitment. Kretschmer makes sure he doesn't play on quickly. Now the handball, a little bit loose, the Glenelg forward line. Back out to Rosonico, looks for Brosnan. Whoa, he got one for his measure, but he stood his ground, the youngster. And that's a good grab. And he gets a healthy reception from this pro-Tiger crowd. Puts it up high, Smith, 2 against 1. Hamish Stewart, big punt. It stayed in play. Only for a moment, though.
Yes, certainly McKay wasn't going to let Smith. In fact, he'd dropped the reins too. And he saw the ball curl around and stay in play. Made a second attempt, but not to be. McCulley, Visca, ball A's. Well dummied, close to the line. That might be out on the full. No, he just kicks into play. A throw in the full forward right pocket. Into time on by 2 minutes. The Bays by a point. It's been a first-class first quarter. Hard, solid football. Smith hooks it back, looking for Williams, didn't make it. Ball A's now has a flying shot. Darren Smith, can he get it? Gribbs comes out with a football. In goes Mark Williams, flips it back. Oh, well read Duthie. Oh, McCulley it was. Back now to Mansell, well put. Mansell to Kretschmer. Off go the Bays, out wide. Murphy on a lead. Mead there with it. Michael Murphy. Siren sounds, kick stands. Well, if Kim Dillon backed him in from 10 metres further out than this at the previous attempt, this has got to be a cakewalk for him. What a strong mark. Mead right there with him, wearing him like the second skin, but Murphy was too strong.
And I don't think the distance will be a problem. The move has been made, Daisy. Mead is now standing Murphy, and Burton has gone on to Bartlett.
It'll be about 50, 55 metres when he kicks. Oh, he went for distance. He came off the football pretty badly. In fact, I don't think he's going to score out all. He didn't. So at quarter time, the Bays are 2-4, Port Adelaide 2-3.
Start of the second term here at the Bay Oval, and it is the Tigers leading by 1 point as McCulley gets the tap down towards Williams, kicks it off the ground. Intelligent football, going through solidly is Buckley. He's a class act, Buckley, but it's Visca with the football. Not a bad player either. A bit of talent between those two players, and it goes out to Bowe. One of the Tigers' best. Takes one bounce, brings the ball back nicely. Fiachi sets himself. Going through solidly there is Clayton Lamb. Tried to steal it from Chalmers. Too much strength, Chalmers. Hallahan working hard. The ball trapped underneath his body, and we'll have a bounce on the grandstand wing, just favouring the southern end of this Tiger Oval. Chalmers front position. Not sure if he won the tap. It goes down to Dittmar. That is Mark Dittmar. Played in the Foundation Cup Series. Good work there by Hamish Stewart. Tried to keep the ball in play. And we'll have a showing. And Daisy, that was a pretty torrid first quarter.
Oh yes, Kim, and I think I'm pretty certain that young Patrick Brosnan has been reported by the umpire for striking. Head high tackle there. Umpire David Elliott in screen. Joined this afternoon by, Kevin Chambers. Poorly directed kick. Amos Stewart, or is that Russell? Russell it is. He'll go out wide. Now they got a chance to clear through Duthie. Duthie looking for Marshall out there. Rowan Smith is on Marshall. They go for a fly at centre wing and the ball's out of play. 1 point the difference in favour of Glenelg. Perfect afternoon. Crowds settling into a fine game of football. Probably near 8,000 or 9,000 people here now as Chigwidden has to concede back. Big kick by Visca to the half-forward line. Northeast gets across for the football. Keeps it in play for Lamb. He'll need a runner from there. Back towards Chigwidden. Marshall in, Marshall down. Great tackle, Northeast. Can't get the ball out, and the umpire will run in and bounce on the half-forward left flank for the Bays.
Umpires Kevin Chambers and David Elliott. And that is Kevin Chambers with the football. And Kimmy Hodgman's made a move at quarter time. He's taken John Seabohm in his testimonial game off the ground. Bartlett's now playing at full forward. The ball's put up towards Thornborough. In fact, Bartlett might be a forward pocket. Thornborough at full forward. It's one way or the other. Nevertheless, they're both down in the forward lines, and so's the football, and it's with Clayton Lamb as he hooks it back towards the head of the square. And the mark just taken centimetres before going over the line by Delaney. Drops in a short pass. Chalmers takes another mark. Puts up a wobbly one. McCulley underneath it. Couldn't take the mark. In there is Dittmar. Tries to knock it off the ground. And I should repeat what we mentioned earlier. Dittmar is playing due to the late withdrawal of Bruce Abernathy.
Centre circle bounce almost in the big centre square. Chalmers hooks it towards his goal. Well put, Nathan Buckley. Out comes Tyler. One-handed, Duthie right there with him. In goes Russell. Out goes Tyler. Trying to get the ball out. Now is Borlase. Kretschmer back in defence. Now it's Buckley again. Puts it out wide. On the left leg goes Hutton, but I think he's close. Oh, he's got it. What a fine goal. David Hutton down from the wing. And he puts on his first and Port's third goal.
Yes, that was good play. There was some great desperation. Have a look at Borlase. He's the one that managed to squeeze the ball out of the pack, kept pushing it forward, then tapped it out into the path of Nathan Buckley, whose handball was very good to Hutton, and so too was the snapshot. He jammed it on the left boot, and David Hutton, one of the gentlemen of the game, posted his first goal.
Port Adelaide pinched the lead by 5 points at the bounce. Oh, McCulley gets a huge build up towards Clayton Lamb. Northeast can't control it first time, does the second. Did well. Kretschmer's got a test of courage here, and he comes out with flying colours. Gives it back now to Mackay. Chigwidden out wide. The Bays with a chance to run now. Thornborough in the pocket. He's going in longer. Looking for Bartlett. Hallahan there. Gives it away now. Mansell hooks around the corner. It's a floater. Looking for it now in the goal square. Big mark, Clayton Lamb. Well, that was a difficult one, Kim. It floated all over the shop.
Yes, difficult for both players. Delaney was back there, but the old advantage of front position came to the fore, and Clayton Lamb, who is strong overhead, took a fine mark, and he's a left footer. He should kick the goal.
15 metres out. The angle is evident, and he's popped it through for his first goal. The Bays nick back the lead, 3-4 to 3-3 on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Yes, Lamb took a very difficult one. He's getting some encouragement. Hallahan put the handball out towards Mansell. He's very good in close quarters. He tried to hook it back, didn't quite get it cleanly. The ball floated, and Lamb made it look easy. Delaney very disappointed with himself. And as I mentioned, Clayton Lamb, a left footer, steered it through for his first.
Chalmers from the right. McCulley from the left. Chalmers back, Knox nowhere in particular. Salisbury comes out with a football, lost it. Players stack up. Can't get that one out. Rowan Smith. Salisbury grovelling for the ball at the bottom of the pack. Where else? And the umpire will bounce it once more. Umpire David Elliott. Becoming a first-class umpire. Thumps it straight to Northeast. Wobbles one back. Visca's got to look for it. Brosnan back there with him. Visca will get there first. can't find a handle and kicks the ball out of play accidentally in the end, but whatever, it's still out of play.
On that outer side of the northern end, and there's a lady listening to the football, or perhaps she's had a bet on a race at Morfettville today. Taking the ball over the line is McKay again. Number 11, Andrew McKay. He's played 69 games. This is his 70th game, in fact, mainly in defence, but he's kicked 26 goals for the Tigers. Williams tried to punch it. Smith stole it. Nice kick up towards Tyler. Both players underneath it. He juggles it. Play on the call. Recovers well, Tyler. Taking the handball, though, was Kretschmer. This was smothered. It's been picked up by Setri. 15 metres out, and he's kicked the point. Now scores are locked away here at Brighton Road. 3 goals, 4 apiece.
Well, the tackling's good. The smothering also good. Salisbury thought about leading the outer side. He's got Lyndon Bowe in short. Ross Gibbs, nice looking kick to the outer side. Darren Smith in front, can't pull it down. Coming out with a football now there was Setri, got it in short. Williams lost it, has to work hard for it again. Gibbs with a chance to clear. High back towards centre. Going to meet the ball is Mansell, thump clear. Well played, Mackay. Gives a chance, Chigwedden. Half forward line, out comes Delaney. Bartlett chose not to go and get it. Piachi's back there. Well played, Murphy to the line. Delaney throws it away and the umpire said it's out of play.
We've had just over 7 minutes of this second term. The first quarter was a very fiery affair. Played at a great rate. Just play settling down a little bit in this second term. The ball out wide. Opportunity there is Salisbury. Punches the ball forward. The Port supporters on the outer side cry throw. Taken by Geneva. Perhaps Port's best in the first term, along with Fiachi and Borlase. Big push by Smith, allowed by David Elliott. Little bit illegal for mine. Brosnan inside 50, lines them up. He had plenty of time, and he's kicked accurately. The Maggies hit the lead here at Brighton Oval.
Well, Brosman's first. But just have a look at Darren Smith with his push. The ball goes up there. Well, now, that is a push, but umpire David Elliott couldn't have been in a better position. So he felt it was legal, fair enough, and Brosnan boots his first, and Porter back in front.
Brosnan playing his 6th league game. Glenelg 3-4, trailing Port 4-4. This should be a crackerjack game right until the finish. Kevin Chambers puts ball to ground with an immaculate bounce. McCulley wins the tap and went straight out to Rowan Smith, though. He gets the kick away. To Brosnan there again. Visca applies the spoil. Taken by Setri. Good tackle, Gibbs. Cleverly tapped back to Hutton. His handball was very good to Brosnan, who puts it forward again. Underneath it there, taking the crumbs, is Williams. He snaps back over his shoulder, but he's inaccurate, and only a point will go up on the scoreboard. We're at the 8-minute mark. A very important game. Port Adelaide on the top of the ladder. The Tigers in 5th position.
Port have won 6, lost 1. The Tigers have won 3 and lost 3, and of course, due to the bye, they're 1 behind in games played. Duthie, big kick. McCulley underneath. Oh, Chalmers! Oh, what a set! That's his 7th mark, and that's his best for the afternoon. Unbelievable stuff. Brett Chalmers from 70 metres. Port Adelaide have taken the initiative. Kicks in high, up toward full forward. Thump clear. Gibbs tries to get out. Tangoes well to get it over to Mansell. Mansell's got time to have a look. Goes back in for Visca. He wanted it in the double play, but it wasn't on. Mackay against Chalmers again, like shelling peas or plucking apples. Rowan Smith has to come back inside, or sets Geneva up. Chigwedden didn't want to run him down, and he's taken the mark centre field.
Yes, Chiggy's got to tighten up on Geneva. His defensive play hasn't been that good. Big fist away by Duthie. Goes down to Hallahan. Fiachi's there. McCulley punches it forward. Unfavourable bounce there for Russell. Well taken by Fiachi. Kicks round his body. Oh, dropped by Darren Smith. Picking up the crumbs is Hutton. He hooks around his body. Big lead and a grab taken by Williams. Gives it to Tyler. And I reckon Mark Williams just paying back the favour that Tyler attempted in the first term.
Well, in the first term, my memory's getting a bit foggy, but I think he had to handball to Mark Williams in the end because he'd played on and got caught. But whatever, have a look at this for a gimme goal. A huge leap by Mark Williams. Never got his hands up. It was straight onto the chest. And then just a little gimme there, and that's into the open goal. And they are lay down Mazares.
At the 10-minute mark, could this be crunch time for the Tigers as the Magpies go forward again? They trail by 13 points, and all of a sudden, the Magpies have gone up another gear. Brosnan, another possession. Oh, goes straight towards ball ace. He wobbles out a pass, but it's been taken by Gibbs. And Williams lets him know about it. The Magpies having a fine season in 92. The ball put out wide to Kretschmer. He's got the job of looking after Buckley, and he's doing it pretty well so far. Kick number 5, puts it up inside centre half forward. Lamb did well to get a hand to it. Rosonico there, back to Ginnivan. Educated hand pass over to Mead. Going through solidly is Mansell. In there is Smith. He's dispossessed. Northeast is there. The ball goes out to Fiachi. Puts up a high wobbly one. McKay gets to it on the first or second bounce. Good shepherding by Visca. With great desperation by all players concerned, and we'll have a throw in on that outer side.
Tough game. Centre wing. Port by 13 points. Darren Smith hooks it back into play. Hallahan getting back. Puts it up. Hope more than anything. And Smith makes it sore. Will make sure it goes back from whence it came. 5-5 to 3-4. Port Adelaide 2 goals in 4 minutes. Stan Wickham down there. One of the great identities in South Australian football. And a top fellow. Oh, here's a chance. Brosnan through. Gave away the handball, but he gave it straight to Gibbs. Oh, ran him into trouble. Russell goes down. Could have been holding the ball. The umpire let him off. And finally will come in and bounce 30 metres out in front of goal.
I thought David Elliott was very kind to Mark Russell then. That was holding the ball for mine.
Fancy getting a handball in that position from Ross Gibbs. I couldn't disagree with you, Kim. In they go hard again. Hamish Stewart gets it out to Kretschmer. Wobbles one towards Marshall at centre wing. Well done, Rowan Smith. Running back with the fly to the ball. Gee, did that well. Rowan Smith, kick number 6 from centre wing. Puts it up towards the half-forward line. Big leap, Duthie. Coming out with the ball now is Setri. And it's well taken by Nathan Buckley. Luck's of fortune. Wasn't meant for him. But whatever, he's going to have a shot for goal 30 metres out in front.
The Magpies just attacking incessantly at the moment. And Buckley, as I mentioned before, he's had more kicks than anyone else in the SANFL for 92. Let's see what he does with this one.
Nathan Buckley pops it through the middle. More kicks than anyone else. Hang on. I reckon that's been touched. I think it's been touched, yes. The umpire indicated touched. So it's 1 point only. So we'll retract that about the number of goals he's kicked.
Well, the Tigers can breathe a sigh of relief. They're under enormous pressure at the moment. Good kick from Gibbs and well taken by Marshall. We're approaching the 15-minute mark. We've had 13 and a half to be precise. 22 points placed, 36. The Magpies are leading, and that mark not taken. In fact, it's been paid to Mark Williams. They would not want to let the Magpies get any further ahead. Williams steers in a pass, and far too easy there for Tyler. Beautiful kick, but the Glenelg players just stood there. No one prepared to commit themselves. Tyler, let's see what he's like from about 55. He's assisted by a very slight breeze. Gets close to the man on the mark, about 52 metres out. Not a bad looking kick. I reckon he's bottled that one. He's kicked his 3rd goal, and he's starting to read danger.
Mark Tyler, SA's leading goal kicker. That's his 38th for the season. Now, let's have a look at Mark Williams. Now, there are 2 Bay players that could have cut off that if they'd worked harder, but they let Tyler take the easy mark on the lead, and that's a magnificent kick from 55 metres, and Port Adelaide have started to edge away. 6-6-42 for the Bays, 3-4-22. 20-point
advantage. 15 minutes into the second term. The Magpies looking very good. Real test of courage for the Tigers. Can they bounce back? They're on their home ground, but it's Port Adelaide into attack through Buckley. Can he kick this one? He had one touch before. This time he's offline. Gee whiz, the Tigers just cannot get the ball out of the centre square. And if you can't get it out of the centre square, you can't expect to score too regularly. In In fact, the stats on the centre square are 8-3 in favour of the Pies.
The Bay's under pressure for sure. Good pass to McCulley. He's on the defensive 50-metre line. Edges the ball back towards centre wing. It's dropping quickly. A lot of courage there shown by Kretschmer. He's proved himself a couple of times this afternoon. Going back onto the ball. It's Hallahan, or who is it down there that goes down for air? Hallahan it was, but in the meantime the ball goes out of play. John Cale would be happy at the moment. His side is starting to get into gear. 3 goals in the last 7 or 8 minutes have put them in front with a comfortable lead. Hallahan around the corner, up towards Lamb, well ridden, but he's taken the bump well, but also taken the ball out of play for a throw in at centre wing. 6-7 plays 3-4.
And this Port Adelaide side playing with a lot of pride and self-belief at the moment. They had a poor season in 91 and they're hell-bent on making amends for it in 92. Loose ball, first player there should be Bow, and is. Gets the handball out wide. He's been one of the Tigers' better players. Out to Mark Russell. Has time to steady, but it's not a good kick. And as Daisy mentioned earlier, some of the kicking's been poor today. In there is Murphy. The kick goes forward for the Port Adelaide side. Setri tried to sell the dummy, lost the football though. Now the ball is flicked back. Desperation, players on all fours, taken by McCulley. Tried to get it towards Salisbury. Still in there is Hallahan, trying to handball the ball out. But umpire Kevin Chambers says, I'll have a bounce, boys. And Kimmy Hodgman goes for the chewy.
The Bays have problems. John Stabicler sitting next to him on one side by the looks of things. Mansell around the corner, up towards centre wing. Northeast goes to meet it, leaves it behind, or was it Darren Mead? It was out of play at centre wing. 6-7 to 3-4. The Bays have hardly had the ball into their attacking division in the first 17 minutes of this quarter. Can't get the ball out of centre. Murphy starting to wane on his run. Had a brilliant first quarter. McKay breaks his way through, but gives it to no one. Rosonico back to Rowan. Smith in turn, Geneva. Gee, that's a ground covering kick. Gibbs is covering the ground as well and takes a defensive mark inside the 50-metre line. Now, what can the Bays do from here? They can't get it past their half-forward line. The Port defence just too strong. Oh, big mark. Chalmers again. Oh, this lad is killing them. Wobbles one in towards centre field. Not the best play you've seen in the afternoon. The bounce could determine. Bowes in there, did it well. Oh, cleverly after Kretschmer. He might have to use Mansell. Goes in towards the half-forward line. Out comes McBartlett. Left it behind. Under pressure back there was Burton. Oh, he's kicked the wrong way. Back to Delaney. Fiachi took a big gamble, but it came off, and he'll go across there to Mead if he can get the football before it goes out, and he does.
It's just not the opposition for the Tigers. They're placing themselves under pressure as Williams has the football. Brings it back nicely to centre half forward. Underneath it, Russell couldn't take the grab. Well contested by Setri. Play on the call. Good tackle by Visca. But the ball's scooped out towards Dittmar. He lines up the goals and hit the post. I'll tell you what, that would have caused enormous harm to the Tigers if Dittmar had kicked that. They're starting to fall out of this game. It's 3 goals 4 to 6 goals 8.
Ross Gibbs has been pulled back. He had a little kick to himself, which is all very legal, but unfortunately the goal umpire hadn't finished waving the flag. So that character of characters, Ross Gibbs, will go back to repeat his kick in. That's if he gets the football back. Future league footballers of the Bays put it back. Now Gibbs from full-back. 6-8 to 3-4. Port exactly double the Bay score. Not looking good for the home team right now. McCulley goes to the outer side. Gibbs not certain where to go. He'll go for Mackay, I reckon. And Mackay's going to have to make a big metre, and he does so well to get it on the outer side.
There's a very good kick from Ross Gibbs. Mackay now puts it out there, looking for Thornborough, who takes the mark. Burton has the job of looking after that player. He initially started on Michael Murphy, who really stitched him up in the first term. Lamb. Well, you can't come from behind. Northeast stood his ground and took a very strong mark. So the Magpies go forward again. Buckley stands there. It's punched away from Smith. It goes down to Hallahan. Good handball to Marshall. Over to Chigwedden. Should go back to Marshall and does. Let's see what he can do with it. It's too low for Murphy. Murphy goes back to Hallahan. It wasn't intended for that player. There's the pass. Lamb nearly took it with one hand. He's on the left boot. He hooks it back. And that would have been a miracle. It's a point. But at least they've scored, and that's something they haven't done for a while.
You're dead right, Kim. Port Adelaide just lost that little bit of a run, but it's been damaging. Got them 3 goals. Delaney, well put to Rowan Smith, the running player is Borlase. Through the centre line, long one. Coming to meet it now is Russell over the top. Oh, Darren Smith in the middle of the pack. And the umpire said no. Well, I thought that the Darren Smith marked that cleanly, but he's given it to Hamish Stewart. And the run on the outer side there is Mackay. Goes long. Thornborough getting underneath the ball. He's got it. Well, he never got his feet off the ground.
No, he didn't. He read it well, though, but that was a terrible decision by the umpire. That was Darren Smith's mark.
Murphy! Oh, what a mark, what courage! Out went Northeast, he went back against the tide, and that is a brilliant, courageous mark, Michael Murphy. Oh, that is setting up for the RAH. But he's already booted 2, and to say the Bays need to make it 3 right now is the understatement of the afternoon. They need a steadier. Kick number 6, Michael Murphy. Pretty acute angle, only 20 metres out. That looks good from here. The umpire said that's goal number 3, and the Bays fight back 4-5 for Trail Port Adelaide 6-8.
And Kim Hodgman's just made another move. Coming off the ground is Stuart McCulley, and Robbie Thompson has moved on to a half-forward flank. And the Tigers can count themselves lucky here because Smith took a mark down the ground. But talking of marks, have a look at that one. This is vintage Michael Murphy. He's a committed player today. He's kicked 3 already, and he's put his side back into the game.
At the bounce, it's Bartlett in ruck. McCulley's having a rest. Kretschmer in. Floats one in towards the half-forward line. Mansell couldn't find it. Fiacci can. Puts it out wide to the lead of Rowan Smith on the half volley. Did it well. The runner is Geneva through the centre line again. Port going long. Tyler there swallowed by 3 Bay defenders, and Russell takes a big one over the top.
Playing a pretty good game in defence. Has played up forward. Puts the ball out wide to Visca. Very talented player, a tough defender. Has one player to beat him. Brosnan thought about it, then thought better of it. Puts it up towards the outer wing. Delaney floats across the front of the pack and takes a chest mark. Plays on with a handball to Rowan Smith. He's beating David Marshall at the moment. Delaney puts it back out towards the half-forward flank. Visca, like a windmill, missed the ball completely. Brosnan took the crumbs, goes back to Darren Smith. In turn to Brosnan, lines up from 50. There's the kick. Gibbs is back there and just gets a hand on it and concedes the point wisely.
Couldn't agree more. Well, it's one good decision that Ross has made this afternoon. He has made others, but I think he probably regrets one that he made, not to give the football back in that first quarter that cost him 50 metres and the team a goal. Bartlett, as I mentioned, in ruck. From the defensive 50-metre line, goes up towards big leap Thornborough. This fellow's got a good pair of hands. Check side of centre wing to put the Bays into attack. He goes in high, looking for Murphy. It's 1-on-3, thumped away from that player. Well put now back to Julian Burton. Fiacci off the half-back line, towards the half-forward line. Chalmers in the van there and takes the easy mark. He's grabbed a few. That's his 10th mark. We're not even a halfway mark yet. He floats one in short. It's not a good kick. Brosnan made a good attempt but couldn't pull out the foot. I think he's paid the mark. Has he paid the mark, Kim?
I was actually watching Brosnan and not the umpire. I think he paid it for a high tackle, though. When Brosnan hit the ground, I think the arm may have come over the shoulder. 20
Salisbury's asking the question, I can tell you, and he's still asking it. He's not at all happy. I'll accept Kim's version because certainly he didn't take the mark. Whatever, Brosnan has got a kick from about 35 metres out, booted one. It's not a bad-looking attempt. He might be just short. No, he's got it. Well, he's kicked 2 goals and been reported. Quite an eventful afternoon.
Yes, in only his 6th league game. Brosnan did a few silly things in the first term, but as I mentioned, he's young and he was caught up in the emotion of the game. Let's have a look at the wobbly kick as it comes in. The hand goes out, it hits the ground. Now, Salisbury came through and just caught him by the head, and I think that's what the tackle was for. If it was paid for a mark, it was a very poor decision.
At the bounce, Chalmers gets up again, thumps it straight to Mackay. This lad's playing well, tumbles one up towards Thornborough. Rosonico holds ground, does it well. Fiacci out wide, here's Geneva. Tigridden's given him a few metres space. Kicks long up towards the half-forward line. Darren Smith needs the half volley. Gibbs comes out with the football, and Michael Murphy winds up with it at centre wing. Elects to play on. Mansell is short, but he's going into the pocket to Lamb. Can't quite get it. Here's a chance now. Hallahan gives it across Chigwin. He puts it up now. 1-on-1. Rosonico. Mansell up. Comes out with a football. 1-on-2. Round one. Gets the kick away. Clayton Lamb needs a sit. Tries to break through. Great defensive work, Port Adelaide. Piarchi to Delaney, and the Magpies are out of trouble.
Oh, that's very good football. That wasn't by Burton. No, there's the high tackle. Well, he dropped the chest mark. All that good work by Piarchi, and Delaney comes unstuck. And I tell you what, you wouldn't want this man, David Marshall, to be shooting for goal if you were the opposition, because he's one of the best kicks in the business. Oh, gee, Burton can't believe it. Kick number 7 for Marshall. He's very accurate, but he's going short, and what an awful kick. I can't believe how consistently, every time you give a player a rap, something will go wrong.
I agree with you, Kim. There is no better kick in South Australia than David Marshall. He's 35 out, maybe 40, and he went for the short pass. A cerebral meltdown. Kicks up towards the box centre wing. Big mark. Mackay at centre wing. Kick number 8. Now, the Bays have arrested the initiative. Looking a lot better. Thornborough gets sandwiched. Umpire said play on. Going through now with Salisbury on the left leg. Puts it up for grabs. Michael Murphy! Thumped away from him. Well done. Down goes the umpire. Chigwin has laid him to rest. Unintentionally, I might add. But umpire David Elliott was flattened.
Yes, and we don't want another Ross Gibbs fiasco. Chigwin certainly had no intent in those actions.
Up towards the half-forward line. Rosonico. Oh, it's got to be 50 in there. It's on. I would think a 50-metre penalty is in order. Rosonico, with courage, took the mark. And as he's going down, he was unnecessarily flattened. And umpire David Elliott will whistle the boy back 50 metres if Rosonico can get up and take the mark.
It's pretty untidy effort by Murphy. It was late and it was high, and it's 50 metres. Whether we hear anything else, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, it's going to be Roger Delaney to take the substitute free kick. He's 75 out. He's a good kick. It's a huge kick. It won't make the distance. Bartlett's getting back on the football. Duthie came over the top. Smith off the ground, and he's missed by a whisker for a point. Rosonico up.
For Rosonico. One of the good guys, along with David Hutton, a real gentleman. And he copped the nasty one there. Gibbs played on to himself. Gets a bit of distance for his side, and the mark's been taken out there by Robbie Thompson, starting on the interchange bench. Thompson puts it up towards centre half forward. Mansell has to stop and prop, and taking the mark there is Rosonico, and holding the side of his face still, and he doesn't look 100%. I think that jawbone's been given a rattle, and Odd Rez is not too well at the moment, I don't think. The trainer out with him again, and he looks a little confused and a bit disorientated there. Let's hope he's okay.
At the throw-in, Chalmers hooks it back. Mackay reads it well, gets it out now to the outer side, and Salisbury, he goes down in a heap, and the umpire said he'll ball it up on the half-forward left flank on the outer side. Paul Rosonico, who works for the assistant coach of the Crows in Michael Taylor, as Kim said, is looking fairly ordinary, and I would think feeling fairly ordinary out there, as the runner Alan Gill's out with him now just to check his health. It's close to half-time. They might even sub him or just wait till half-time till the doctor can have a look, but in the meantime, play goes on. The run is given there to Dittmar. He can't get it. In goes Williams, mark type. Stevens not in this afternoon. He's out with an injury. Getting back on it now. And this is McCulley. Hamish Stewart. And at centre wing, well, Robbie Thompson's on the ground on the outer side. The siren sounds, however. It's half-time at Brighton Road. Port Adelaide in control. 7:10:52 to the Bays 4:5:29.
All past players and officials of the Glenelg Football Club and the Port Adelaide Football Club are invited to a function in the designated area in the club room.
goal to 2-quarter by Port Adelaide in that second quarter sees them 23 points clear as we head into the second half. Buckley from the bounce, hooks around the corner, loose ball. Brosnan getting back on it. Going with him back there is Visca, pace on pace. Well done, Visca, but Brosnan comes out on top now. Hooks around the corner, looking for Tyler. Duthie there with him. Mackay getting back, and he's played well. Having said that, he boots out of them the full. And as Kim said earlier in the afternoon, they always let you down when you give them a rap. The free kick will go to Darren Smith. Well, he's inside 50, but he's going short. Looking for Mark Williams on the lead, or is that, no, that is Borlase on the lead. And Daisy Borlase, from about 25 metres out, has a chance.
And I was just talking to Daisy Borlase's wife at half-time. Of course, formerly known as Jennifer Kennett, an Australian netballer, and plays with the Garville team, and that's the team I'm affiliated with, but we're more interested in this kick.
I think she is too, Kim, and she's put it right through the middle. Well done, Daisy. He's got his first, and Port Adelaide kick clear again.
Yes, he's a pretty good player, Borlase. Now let's have a look at the pass. Smith put it up, he put it in front. Borlase eyes on the ball. Plenty of reach there. He took the grab under a fair amount of pressure from Thompson, and he posted his first goal, and that's not the start the Tigers would want, but Port Adelaide looking pretty sharp in the early stages of this third term.
Chalmers on top in ruck. Port getting the ball out of the centre square, hurting the base badly. This time Bartlett grabs it. Chigwin, well done to Marshall. Screws one long in towards Murphy on the half-forward line. The crumbs are there. Oh, in goes Rosonico again. Do you think he's having a bad afternoon? Down he goes, head-high tackle. This kid is in the wars. They've allowed to play to advantage as Delaney sends it up to Darren Smith. Gives it away now to... he left it behind. Buckley at the line. I'm just looking back to see how Paul Rosonico is. He's had a terrible afternoon.
Well, Murphy went through like the Bay Tram then. He took out two of them, Rosonico and Mead. Mead's a bit proppy, but I just noticed something, Ian, in this third term. They've got the new ball out. It's a brand new football, and it's pretty slippery and shiny at the moment. There's been a few ball handling errors. As Rosonico, as in the second term, after being cleaned up, takes a mark seconds later, and the crowd appreciate it.
Got some courage, this fellow. In the second quarter, he got, after he took a fine mark, he got floored and looked very seedy for a while. That's his 10th kick. Darren Smith quickly in his Mackay. Well done, Brosnan. The umpire said it was out in a perfect position. The crowd disagreed with him, but that's immaterial.
Now, I know we have to go back away, Ian, for you to remember, but these new balls, sometimes they can be quite slippery, and that one went straight through the hands of Hamish Stewart. That's a better take by Kretschmer.
Kim, to be honest, I used to wonder why they used a new ball in a game when we used to use old ones at practice, and it made them a lot harder to handle. Meanwhile, North East gets the ball out back there to Ditmar in the back line. Mead it was, correction, as the ball goes out of play on the half-forward flank. Yes, I can't understand why they use brand new balls in games, Kim, because it is a little slippery, and if you've got a bit of the dew on the ground at night time, or it's just a little bit wet on the turf, it slips.
Yeah, well, they don't just use the one now, they use two, and this is the new one out at half-time, and there's been a few errors with it. That time it's out of bounds. Anyway, back to the action here at the Bay, and Glenelg 4-5-29, trailing Port 8-10-58. And I tell you what, the Tigers need some goals, and they need them quickly. Thornborough, front position. He wins the tap against a man who's dominated today in Chalmers. Ginniver had a great first term. He farms out a handball. He squeezed that one out. There's Mackay, gets it to Hallahan. He puts it up to centre half forward. 2 against 1. There's Roger the Dodger Delaney. Back there taking a solid mark. He plays on quickly to Rosonico.
Looks like Mark Russell's gone to full forward. Here he is now. If he can get the ball out, he's got Lamb on the left leg. Dummies this way. Goes that away. Hits for goal. Oh, do you think the Bays ever needed that? Clayton Lamb boots his second, and the Bays have got number 5 on the board.
Well, the Tigers have got everything to play for today. There's been rumours about the coaching future of Hodgman. Let's have a look at this one once more as the ball comes out. Well done by Kretschmer to punch it. Well trapped by Russell. There's the handball. Touch of class, Clayton Lamb. Backed his judgment then and lined up the goal. And as I said before, they have everything to play for. It's Seabone's testimonial game. They're in 5th position. They're against the top side. They're on their home ground, and they need a few more of those.
At the bounce, Chalmers gets up even higher still. Mansell takes the knock out to Hallahan. Picking up some touches. Piachi with him. Chigwidden back in support. He's under pressure, gets out of it well. The Bay's into attack again. Or Marshall's been set up. Can't quite get it. Or Russell held on to. Still in there working hard for the ball. As the big fellow in Buckley clears to the half-forward line. Gibbs is back there under control. Picked up the move. It's Robbie Thompson's gone into the back pocket. He came on towards the end of that second quarter. And Mark Russell's gone into attack. Marshall this time. He gets swallowed. Kretschmer in for the crumbs. Got Rowan Smith to beat. Handball straight to Brosnan, who gave it to Mead in turn northeast. Back to Rowan Smith. Can't find the handle initially, but gets out of it well as he drives Port up to the half-forward line. Off the fingers, Smith. Looks for a runner. Jennifer's there. Out comes Tyler on a lead. With him is Duthie. Duthie goes for the big thump. Chigwidden stands. Gets collared by Setri. Can't get rid of the football. And the umpire will come and bounce on the half-forward line for Port Adelaide.
Well, the Port supporters wanting the holding the ball decision, but David Elliott, rightly so, said held to him. The bounce inside 50. Smith easily, but straight down to Chigwidden. And once more the ball held to little Nicholas Chigwidden. We've had 6.5 minutes of this third term. 35 points, plays 58. The Magpies in front. Elliott puts ball to ground. Hamish Stewart to do the ruck work. Put it straight down the throat of Dittmar, but it was well smothered by Mansell. Goes back to Rowan Smith. Equally good smothered by McKay. And the handball's better still to Marshall. He puts out a wide one to Lyndon Bowe. Had a great first term. A little quiet in the second. Puts it inside 50. Mead leads in the chase. So too there was Julian Burton, who gave it to Delaney. Back to Burton, tried to take the football with him. Fiacci there for support as usual. There's another fumble with the new ball. This time it's Ginniver. Salisbury's been a quiet player. Murphy to Kretschmer. There's the short pass and he's found Russell.
Well, that was some bumbling, stumbling football then by the Port Adelaide defence. They should have cleared that, but to the Bay's credit, they hung in there. Finally got it out clear, and Kretschmer put in a beauty to Russell, and he's 25 metres out in front.
He's kicked one. No, Russell is yet to score, in fact. But I reckon he's missed that one, and oh, that's a costly miss. So the Glenelg side move along to 36 points. Port Adelaide 58, and Mark Russell, we've seen him play full forward before, Ian, and well, I reckon he should have put that one through, and I'm sure his coach feels that way.
Couldn't agree more. Northeast. Out centre-half back. Northeast, that awkward kicking action, but he covers 50 metres with it. Smith, well marked. Too strong there for young Hamish Stewart. Northeast again, this time up towards the half-forward line. This McKay's impressed me. Lost a run of it that time. Fiacci's up there. Gets it over now to Setri. Lyndon Bowe. Chigwidden's back around the corner, and that's where it ends. Chigwidden goes long. Marshall's clear. Got a runner out wide. A chance for the Bays to go in through Lamb if he can keep it in play. Gets it over to Hallahan. Through the half-forward line. On the lead is Murphy. And that's where it ends. Well, that's great running football. Not a Port Adelaide player touched it from the back pocket to the forward. And now Murphy's got a chance from 25 metres out.
And it all started with a big sweeping handball from Lyndon Bowe back in defence. Murphy, kick number 8. He's booted 3. That makes it 4. The Bays have got 2 and 3 minutes. They're back in the ball game. They certainly are. There's only 16 points the difference. And there's the handball that set it all up. Lyndon Bowe with a 15 to 20 metre handball to Chigwidden, who speared out a pass to Marshall. He heard the call, put it out to Lamb. He waited for it to sit. Then he dropped the handball in turn over towards Hallahan, the running player. There's the bullet-like pass. And it went straight into the chest of Murphy, who duly kicked his 4th. Port 8-10, the Bays 6-6. 9 minutes into the second half. Chalmers gets the tap away. They're starting to read it this time, the Bays. Marshall's kick is higher than longer. Fiacci well played. That little educated hip out. Got the ball on the half-back line. Now he's got Rowan Smith clear. Hooks around the corner. Well intercepted there by McKay. He's playing a great game as he drives into Lamb. And Lamb was in the kicking distance. Well, he's on the 50-metre mark. Natural left leg. He likes kicking goals. Who doesn't? And he's certainly got distance if he gets onto them. He's already booted 2. That's not a bad-looking kick. It's close. And a big mark there. Oh, what a mark in that pack. Unbelievable stuff.
Well, everybody except the commentators flew for it. And he's got it out of the pack and he's popped it through. Goal number 5. Are the Bays ever back?
Well, they certainly are, and that man, Michael Murphy, he is in sensational form. Let's have a look at it. I was watching Thornborough, and there's Murphy, had to come 3 or 4 deep. He looked at the umpire and he said, that one's mine, mate, and it certainly was. He's kicked 5. He kicked 2 or 3 on Burton, and he's kicked the rest on that man, Mead.
Well, Kim, you said at the start of the game that Murphy was due for a good one. He was about to burn. He certainly is burning. Bartlett against Chalmers. The crowd comes to life. McKay can't find it. Going through there was Dittmar. Left it behind. Kretschmer wobbles one in towards the half-forward line. Hallahan's there. The back is Murphy. Mead in there. Fiacci looking for it. He'll come away with a football. An awkward kick to Rowan Smith. It's 2-on-1. Kretschmer's going to have to make a meter. Buckley's going to get it next. He'll go for a run through the centre line. Kretschmer won't give it away. Drives in long, up towards Tyler. Thumped away, Setri off the ground. Can't get it, looking to pass off. Tyler, point blank range. I think he's got it. Tyler boots his 4th, and Port Adelaide get a breather.
And they needed it. It was only 10 points the difference until that goal to Tyler. And as you mentioned, Daisy, that was his 4th. Well set up here by Buckley and also Setri. He's worked pretty well up forward, picking up the crumbs. The kick was a good one. It was well centred. There we see Duthie and Tyler both trying to outbody each other. Setri didn't get it on the first attempt, but he got back over the football and gave it to Tyler, who just went bang and put it through the middle. 16-point lead to the Pies.
At the bounce. Favours Bartlett. The umpire shows courage, and we will repeat the bounce.
And Hodgman's made another move. David Marshall now playing in the centre. He was clearly beaten by Rowan Smith.
Umpire Kevin Chambers, take 2. Bartlett against Chambers. Marshall on the left leg, great smother by Borlase. Taken away by Buckley, playing in better mood now. This could go to Tyler again. Oh, open goal, and now he's got 5. 5 kicks, 5 goals, brilliantly done as Port Adelaide come back.
Well, it's a battle of the big forwards. Tyler has kicked 5 at one end, Murphy 5 at the other. But boy, oh boy, doesn't it make a difference when you get it out of the centre. Marshall had it smothered. Buckley said, I'll take it, and went bang. It's only a small ground. He's put it down in the square. Duthie caught out of position. Tyler said, thank you, that's 5, and he's pretty happy.
At the bounce. Port Chambers gets up again. Breaking his way through there was Visca. Chigridden can't. Chance now for Bartlett, hooks around the corner. Murphy again, or this time Mead thumps it clear. Lamb will be first there. Rosonico in pursuit. Beats him to the football in the end. In comes Murphy. Lamb gets axed there, and the ball on the left leg to Hallahan in towards full forward. Oh, a lot of pushing and shoving, and off the fingers. It looked to be a blatant push there by Burton in defence. The umpire not interested, and the ball has gone through for the Bays. Minor score.
Great game of football, but once again, there is a 21-point lead to Port Adelaide. They trail by 1 point at quarter time, 23 points at half time, and they've just managed to settle a little bit in this 3rd term. And a free kick will go the way of Port Adelaide, and it'll go to Mead. Port Adelaide supporters enjoying that decision, obviously. Not so the Tiger fans. The ball put up. Smith the target, and he took the mark, and he plays on quickly. It's not a good handball. Put Dittmar under enormous pressure, but the youngster was over the footy. Hamish Stewart out to redeem himself. There is Thompson, so too Smith, and the ball over the line. Oh, and as I mentioned before, great football back out in the suburb. Tremendous atmosphere here today, and Robbie Thompson looks pretty pumped. He needs a big game. He started on the interchange bench. Buckley came over the top but gave it straight to Hallahan, setting himself Bartlett. Big fist away by Chalmers. He's been a little bit quieter since Bartlett's been brought into the ruck. Smith looks for the free kick. Bartlett steals it. He's thrown to the grounds. Left for Hamish Stewart. He can't control it. He should tap it on. He does. To Salisbury. Educated hand pass. Back to Kretschmer. The ball put up high. Players set themselves. Big grab by Mead.
Well, Mead went for the thump away, or at least he didn't go for the thump away. I thought he might, because Murphy's been out marking him, but on this occasion he had confidence in his own ability. Took a great mark, Mackay. What do you think this fellow's playing well? Got to be high in Bay's best players. 7 marks, 11 kicks. Mackay from centre wing. Goes to the half-forward line. Big leap there by Russell, not successful. Murphy back to Hallahan if he can keep it in play on the left leg. That's close to the line. Chigwidden, also Russell, but the ball is out of play. The umpire said it was touched. Now that's interesting because it wouldn't have been a mark in any case. Whatever, the ball will be thrown back into play. Thornborough, Chalmers going in there hard was Murphy. Gets it out towards Chigwidden. Too many arms and legs, and the umpire will ball it up in the full forward left pocket for the Bays.
We've had just on 15 minutes of this third term here at the Glenelg Oval, and one feels the Tigers will need to be a little bit closer if there to be a chance in the last term. But it's a small ground. Things happen pretty quickly here at the Bay as the ball is knocked over the boundary line. So we'll have a throw-in in the right forward pocket, northern end, down in the Tiger goal area, and that lady getting a good view of the action here at the Bay Oval. There's the throw-in. The ball goes down. It's punched away by Mead. Chigwidden went without it. Geneva picked it up. He's been quiet since the first term. Lyndon Bowe likewise. And the ball out of play on the outer side. Glenelg 7 goals 7, trailing Port Adelaide 10 goals 10. So there's 3 goals 3 the difference, and that is 21 points. And a healthy crowd here to watch this game. Murphy over the top, took it, then had to farm out a quick handball. They're still in with a chance. Bartlett tried to get his way through with brute strength, and he did, and he found Lamb. Clayton Lamb's kicked 2-1.
Well, that's Alan Bartlett's forte. He is strong, sometimes lacks a little bit of mobility and recovery, but in that pack there he showed no fear. He got in, used his strength, got his foot to the ball, and Clayton Lamb read it to a tee, and he's got it 35 metres out.
And a chance to bring the margin back to 15 points. He's normally fairly accurate. He's a left footer. He's on the right side for a left footer, and he squeezed it through for his third. 15 points the difference as the music pumps up again here at the Bay.
Yes, Tim, there's no question we've got some opposition here at the back of the stand, but it's all good, healthy stuff. In fact, it's a marvellous sight at the back of the stand on Brighton Road. Good crowd, probably 8,000 or 9,000 people. Perfect afternoon. Some tough football, some marvellous goals, and some great play going on out there. Port Adelaide 10-10, the Bays 8-7. There's plenty of football left yet.
Back in the centre, 8-7 to 10-10. We mentioned when Glenelg got away from them in the second term, they were taking it out of the centre. Now that's reversed. It's 10 all out of the centre square. So the Tigers are getting back into this, and in a big way, largely due to this man, Mackay. He's been a star. The ball goes wide, and in fact is out of play in that left forward pocket. 55 points, plays 70. Number 11, Andrew Mackay. Played a bit in the reserves earlier this year. The ball punched back towards the boundary line. Pretty congested down there. I think the plan here would be for a quick tap and a snap. And that normally happens when the ball goes to the back of the pack, but the Tigers have no one there at the moment. And I thought that maybe Chigwidden would be at the back of the pack, but it's forced down again. Oh, Salisbury, high tackle, nearly lost his nut then completely.
Well, I've got to tell you, only Salisbury would try to get through that pack. You watch him go through there, he just charged through, showed no fear. The tackle was high, he's down injured, but as it's often been said, it's amazing what a bit of leather does to help your powers of recuperation.
There's no question he's captain courageous, and he's posted his first goal, but just getting back to him trying to run through there, Daisy, when you have a look at his knee, I don't think he can change direction anymore.
No, he's strapped up like Farlap. Just let's have a look at this again as Salisbury just charges straight through the pack, and the high tackle came. He went down, but not for long. He boots his first, and the Bays now back within 2 straight kicks. It's 10-10 to 9-7 on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
And Scott Salisbury, the captain, looking very, very proppy with that knee. And he doesn't look 100% to me. But if he can keep doing that, he's worth his weight in gold. 9-7 plays 10-10, and all of a sudden the Tiger supporters becoming a little more vocal. They went quiet in that second term. The ball down the Lamb. He's been getting into the action. The handball goes out to Visca. He kicks around his body. Chigwidden is there. Has time to settle and have a look. Puts it up high, setting himself Thornborough. Well done, Delaney. Good spoil. Punched on by Burton, and in fact out of play. Been a little bit quiet today, Julian Burton. Mind you, he got off to a pretty ordinary start. And no thanks to Michael Murphy for that, who kicked a couple of quick ones on him in the first term. Mead won the tap, did it well, stood his ground. Fiachi's there. Chigwidden has to try and get it out. Does so to Hallahan. He gets a kick forward. Over the top of it, Russell couldn't control it. Was held, didn't have it. The crowd wanted a free kick. The umpire said play on, and Ginnivan was pleased with that because he's found Darren Smith, who will go over the top to Hutton. Oh, ball ace it was. It was a terrible handball by Smith. Soccer off the ground by Thompson. Picked up by Setri. Puts it up. The man of the moment is Tyler. Fisted away there by Doothy. Tyler still with a football thrown to the ground. Oh, high tackle. Wow. Gee, I thought it was holding the ball. We'll have to have another look at it.
How stiff can you be? The tackle was fierce. Tyler turned back into it. Now you turn into it. Now, well, the tackle was high, but I go along with Kim. How stiff can one be?
Well, technically it was high, so Tyler a little bit lucky, but the tackle was high, and, well, maybe there's a little bit of justice. I think Port can be happy with the point, and Glenelg can be thankful it wasn't a goal.
I don't think you've got too many supporters in the stand here, Kim. Then again, we are sitting in the bay stand.
I know, it's a bit different to Football Park, Daisy. We've got to be a little bit careful.
Kick in, finds Visca on the half-back line. Well, certainly the Bays have gone up a cog. They're playing far better football than they did in the first half. And it's evident on the scoreboard. They're only 10 points down. A low trajectory screw punt up towards centre wing. Marshall almost got it. Out to Mansell. Here's a chance now. Visca left it behind. Ginnivan through. Stewart it was. And they take the ball out of play on the outer side. 10-11 to 9-7. Bond's on the turf. Also, they've brought Hughes into the play. They've given Brett Chalmers a rest. And Hughes has gone into ruck. Mansell gets it from Hallahan. The kick is higher than longer, up towards the half-forward line. Who's going to find the crumbs? Comes out to Chigwidden, given back here to Murphy on his left leg around the corner. Thornborough tries to get a sit on it. Hughes back in defence, has time to have a look. Kicks long. Mackay, with him is Dittmar. Quickly in Buckley, well played. Gives Dittmar the run. Through the half-forward line, out comes Tyler, too far. Doothy gets back. Setri's got the pace to get there first. Flips it back to Smith, who went without the football. And the ball tumbles out of bounds in the full forward left pocket for Port Adelaide.
I tell you what, every time that loose ball hits the ground up forward, Setri is like a bee to honey. He's too quick once it hits the ground. And he's been pretty dangerous and given good support down there to Tyler. Hamish Stewart, big thump away, went to Dittmar. He dives in over the top against Stewart, but it's picked up by Bond. He kicks around his body. Tyler did it hit the ground. Play on the call. He tries to get a handball away. And we'll have a throw in, and Tyler doesn't dispute the decision. I think it just squeezed out. And Hodgman, he would be a very nervous man at the moment. He's been the subject of a bit of speculation in recent weeks. And there's the snapshot. I think it came from Bond. And it's just offline.
Just on that last mark, Kim, I think the umpire ruled that it was touched off the boot. In any case, it was only going to be, as Kim said, Tyler didn't dispute it, so maybe he sort of grabbed the ball into his hands, scooped it up. 10-12 to 9-7. Bartlett, oh, well done, Mead. He's having a run on the ball. Keeps it in for Buckley. Quickly now is Hamish Stewart. And makes sure the ball goes out of play. 23 minutes gone in the second half. Port Adelaide by 10 points. In attack on their half-forward line. Bartlett, Smith. Bartlett through. Grubbers one up towards Mead. Hughes has gone to centre half-back. Throws it out. Or Williams got collared. Duck the chutney. Gets out of it to Ginnivan. Left foot's one in towards full forward. Getting back on it is Visca. And he takes a good mark at centre half-back. Pays the penalty. Tyler came in and gave him a gentle one. Doothy wanted to go into it, but there was not on it at all. Gibbs back towards centre. Mark Williams up for the spoil. Burton through, puts out the pass. Well done to the half-forward line and Bond.
So the youngster who started on the interchange has the football, and he's picked up a few possessions since coming onto the ground. Looking for Tyler. Oh, good mark running backwards by Doothy. Plays on quickly. They'll need a favourable bounce. Stewart gets one. Oh, he went for a bounce. That's holding the ball, and that's technically correct. And the ball will go back. Oh, I can't believe it. Chigwidden was there. Bow was there. And there's a bad kick by Smith. Going in there is Borlase. Going through there was Kretschmer. So this is a great game of football. Tremendous desperation. Buckley didn't have it. Play on the call. Throws out a handball. Well, farms one out, I should say, to Williams, who goes towards goal. He's been a quiet player, Mark Williams, but by jingos, there's been some desperation in this game.
Williams' 8th kick. He's kicked 3 points for this afternoon. Williams normally a little better than that. He's kicked 16 for the season out of that forward pocket for Port Adelaide. But I go along with Kim, the commitment is there. Top game of football. Mansell has it thumped away from him. McKay through again. He's well shepherded by Visca. Puts out the pass to Marshall. The Bays have got a chance to run now. Out goes Thornborough. It's going in short. Hallahan can't find it. Chigwitten gets a bad bounce. Marshall again has to give it away. Quickly in is Rosona, Kofi, Archie, Burton. Port Adelaide on their way again. Kicks long. It's all the Bays back here. 3-on-1. Setri there. Over the top is Robbie Thompson. Gibbs gets through. Drops it back centre field. Williams stands his ground and takes a good mark.
Well, Port Adelaide holding up well in the tight situations. Biaggi played on. Well, that wasn't too flash, but they had the numbers at the fall of the ball, and that allows them to get out of trouble, courtesy of Rowan Smith, who puts out a gem of a pass to Darren Smith, who in turn looks for Bond. Nearly took the grab, recovers well. There's another snapshot by the youngster, and once again he just misses. And Ian, I think Visca's in a little bit of trouble behind the plate too, just limping badly.
Yes, I think he took a heavy one when he took that easy mark, and they came down on him. But whatever, he's played well, and Bond's added a bit of pace around the packs for Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide have got back the initiative that the Bays held for that 10 or 15 minutes. McCulley in over the top, the ball onto the turf. Comes back towards Mead. Robbie Thompson well played. The umpire's going to ball it up. Bounce down on the half-forward right flank. Into time on of the third quarter. 10-14 to 9-7. Port Adelaide by 13 points. The umpire elects to throw it up. McCulley gets it down towards Thompson, but the ball goes out of play on that half-forward right flank. So McFarlane's on the ground, the runner, Snout, just indicating what he wants to happen. Gibbs goes for the roundhouse right, gets it back to Thompson, but Mansell takes it off him. He's clear on the half-back line, goes in long. Murphy's going to have to work hard for this one. Comes out with a football, gives it back now to Hallahan, who got bowled. He'll need help. Gives it now to Bartlett. Bartlett through. Marshall clear on the outer side. He goes for Thornborough. Marshall could get there first. Delaney with him. Going to need help. Don't think Marshall can raise the gallop. He gets a handball of sorts out. Quickly in his bow. He's lost it. Northeast. Now Marshall again runs into a corner. Northeast gives it away now to Geneva, and Port Adelaide come away.
Bond doing a little bit of damage since coming onto the ground. Gives it to Rowan Smith. The long kick into Tyler. He's taking the mark. Wow. Beautiful grab, and I can't help but think that maybe Hodgman has erred with playing Thornborough at full forward. He's just not mobile enough. He can't lead quick enough, and once it hits the ground, he's lost. And classic example when the ball transferred to the other end. A chance to kick goal number 6 from about 35-40 metres out. Umpire has a good look, but he's put it through. 6 goals to Mark Tyler.
Well, the Bays had their chance at the other end. They had the ball clear. An accurate pass would have seen them shooting for goal, but they lost it, and they came away through Hutton. Bond got it out wide, and now Rowan Smith goes very direct. It's been a marvellous tussle between Duthie and Tyler, but he's too strong, and he's booted 6 to prove the fact that he's been the master on the day. Port Adelaide 11-14 lead the Bays 9-7.
A 19-point advantage, and we are nearly 28.5 minutes into this third term. The ball hits the ground. Up high was McCulley, but winning the tap is Mead, having a run in the ruck. The ball flicked out towards Brosnan. He's kicked 2. Oh, and he's hit the post. I'll tell you what, if Brosnan had kicked that, that could have nearly spelt good night for the Tigers. It's going to be a tough last quarter.
Fortunately, there's no breeze, Kim, so it's going to be even Steven in that respect. Or Bo got up very early. It wasn't a very good leap at all. Gets it out to Hamish Stewart, who runs into trouble. Mead played that well. Lamb's back on him. Back there, it's Northeast who gets the handball away. Well played. A big kick in by Mead in towards the half-forward line. And that's a fine take back there by Gibbs. And he'll relieve the pressure from the half-back flank. Close to three-quarter time. Kick number 10, Gibbs, finds Lamb. He's come right upfield. Wheels round on that left leg. Kicks long towards the half-forward line. But the siren sounds. And at three-quarter time here at Brighton Road. Port Adelaide 11-15-81. Lead the Bays 9-7-61. 11-15. The Bays 9-7. In ruck is Chalmers. Against him coming from the left will be Stuart McCulley. And umpire Kevin Chambers holds the ball aloft to get the final quarter underway. Chalmers from the right, McCulley from the left, who stands to deliver. Taps it down. Chigwidden gets it over now. Kretschmer. Mansell through the half-forward line. Oh, it's a terrible kick. Delaney can't believe his luck. Thornborough went out on a lead and missed him by 50 metres. Delaney's kick is higher than longer. Off the fingers of Russell. Thornborough's in there. Now here's a chance. Chigwidden gets it back to Kretschmer on the left leg towards the boundary line. Lamb on his left leg, dummies. Gives it away now. Russell, is it? Shoots for goal. I think he's got it. Kretschmer it is. He's come down from centre wing and kicked an unbelievable goal, his first. And the Bays get back in the fight.
Well, there's only 14 points the difference. Have a look at this. Now, there's a bit of experience here. Clayton Lamb, he didn't panic. He held back. He gave the handball out towards Kretschmer. And with kick number 13, he drilled it from a pretty acute angle. And as I mentioned, only 14 points in this game. And I've got the feeling it's going to go right down to the wire. It's been hard and tough. It's been a beauty at the Bay.
At the bounce. Chalmers against McCulley again. Important who takes the ball out of the centre. McCulley thumped it further than most people can kick. Returned by Rosonico back upfield. Brosnan almost took it. He's down in a heap. Still got the football but can't get away. And the umpire will come and ball it up on the half-forward line for Port Adelaide. Darren Smith has played a superb game, as has Mark Tyler with his 6 goals. Rowan Smith has done a lot of valuable work too. Once again, the players can't get clear, and another bounce on the half-forward line of Port Adelaide.
Port Adelaide trailed by 1 point at quarter-time. They led by 23 at half-time, 20 points at three-quarter time. They now lead by 14 points in the bounce across the half-forward line. McCulley wins the tap. John Cale, I think he's done a pretty good job coaching today. He saved young Chalmers for this last term. He's given him a spell in the third term. And I tell you what, he's a player with a big future, Chalmers. Umpires officiating are Kevin Chambers and David Elliott. Kevin Chambers about to bounce the football. McCulley wins the tap. It goes down to Marshall. I mentioned before he was beaten by Smith on the wing. He's now playing in the middle. Lyndon Bowe, he thrashed David Hutton today. That's about his 10th kick. Puts it down. Murphy's been a star. He couldn't take it. He now has Danny Hughes to contend with, who started on the bench. The ball goes out to Rowan Smith. Drops in a short pass. He finds Mark Williams. Plays on quickly to Buckley. Buckley drives it into the goal front. One-on-one battle. This time Duthie from behind. And that's been a classic battle. But Tyler the victor with 6 goals to date.
The move to Hughes onto Michael Murphy has been good. He showed young Julian Burton a clean pair of heels. Mead had troubles as well. And now the experience of Hughes will be just what Port Adelaide needs. Back towards the line for another throw-in. This time only 2 or 3 metres around from the behind post. 11-15 plays 10-7. The Bays led by a point at quarter time, but ever since then have been playing catch-up football. McCulley tries to knock it away. Chigwidden gets it out. Hamish Stewart. Mansell comes back into Chigwidden, sets him up. Not a good one at all. Kretschmer's got to work hard. Chigwidden through, down he goes. The umpire said play on. Comes out to Rowan Smith, clear on the half-forward line. Chips out the pass, Tyler on the lead. Oh, what a great pass, Rowan Smith. Tyler, 30 metres, acute angle.
He's kicked 6 goals, 1. And as I mentioned, he's had the better of Duthie. Duthie's done some useful things, but this man's been in great form.
4th mark, 8th kick. Oh, that's going across the face of goal. In fact, goes right across for just 1 point only, and the Bay supporters breathe a sigh of relief. 11-16, 10-7, 3 minutes into the final quarter.
Ross Gibbs will wait for the ball to come back from the crowd. Gibbs has been fairly steady today. He gave away a silly 50-metre penalty in the first term, which gave a gimme goal to Adrian Setri. He's had 10 kicks, and as usual, he's done some fairly brilliant things and a few ordinary ones as well. But he's been a great player for the Tigers over a number of years. Puts the ball out wide, and the mark's been taken by McCulley in front of Chalmers, who looks a little bit proppy. In fact, he may have a corky, Chalmers. He doesn't look to be moving that well. Marshall puts the ball out to Lamb, tried to take the grab too deep, couldn't do so. Loose ball, Brosnan looks for the free kick and gets one. No play on advantage. And we're in the Glenelg grandstand here, and they are not happy with the decision, but he was held. Not for a long time, but long enough.
Alan Gill, the runners out to Chalmers to see what the damage is.
Yes, and it would be a concern. He was a star in the first half. Brosnan's had a good game since the quiet first quarter. Everyone up too early. Smith takes it, gives it to Bond. He's kicked 2 points, and he's kicked his first goal.
Geneva booted his first. That hurt the Bays. 12-16 to 10-7. Geneva's first. McKay through. Been a superb player. Buckley gets the ground covering. Kick up towards full forward. Oh, Tyler! Oh, he did that so brilliantly. That's 7. And that is going to make it extremely difficult for the Bays.
Oh, that's going to make it very tough for the Tigers. But since that first term, every time someone has posed the question for the Tigers, Port Adelaide have had the answer. Let's take a look at some scores. Progress scores. The Eagles 13-11 over Central 11-7. So a close one at Football Park and a close one at Richmond too. West Adelaide 15-6. 2 goals leaders over Norwood 13-6. And North Adelaide, oh, they're doing it on the bit against the Double Blues 19-6 to 7-8. And the final score, gee, the Crows, that's a sad sight, 32-18. The Crows 12-15 as Rowan Smith goes forward. But there's Gibbs in a bit of that magic again.
32 goals, 15 the Crows. One last one here at the course. Port 13-16 to 10-7. Ross Gibbs to repel the attack now. Port Adelaide on top. The Bays got to come back. McCulley up. Hutton through. Robbie Thompson back to Mansell. The bodies go in. He's clear. He's on his wrong foot. Oh, he dummied and lost the footing. Lyndon Bowe under pressure. Screws one in towards the half-forward line. Well done, Julian Burton. Slips it back. That was not a good handball. Marshall at the bottom of the pack. They use him as a doormat. But the umpire will come in and bounce at centre wing. 13-16 plays 10-7. Chalmers is still limping, but he's still out there. At the bounce, McCulley comes over the top. Chalmers still got the knock. Jenner onto the boot quickly. Had a superb first quarter. Setri against Gibbs. Gibbs the experience. Setri the pace as he works the ball to the line. Ball Hayes goes for goal. He's 35 metres out. Gives it a chance. Goal!
Well, Daryl Borlase, Daisy Borlase, let's have a look at this. Borlase has kicked his second. Gibbs just couldn't keep his legs. He tried to paddle it towards the boundary. Setri continually harassing, and then we see Borlase, he steadied, he lined them up, he banged through his second, and it's going to be an enormous job to come back from here for the Tigers. Port Adelaide looking very strong away from home.
14-16 plays 10-7. The Magpies starting to career away with it. McCulley gets it back towards Salisbury, can't control it. Oh, big sweep there by Rosonico. More gymnastic than effective. Geneva to Piarchi. Port Adelaide irrepressible now, coming home with a wet feather. Gibbs again. The umpire said it was touch. Borlase has run down. David Hutton in there, gets it from Tyler. They go down the heap. Duthie back in defence, can't get the ball out. And the umpire will ball up in the full forward left pocket. Well, Port Adelaide have only lost that one game this year. 6 wins and a loss. Lost a close one to their foe, the Bloods, West Adelaide. But the Bays hanging perilously at the moment with 3 wins and 3 losses. Smith had an airy. The umpire said he was lagged. Free kick. Oh, good place to get a kick. 30 metres out, 45-degree angle.
He's only kicked 1 point so far. Hamish Stewart's done a pretty good job. Smith's taken a few grabs, but his footwork's been a little bit untidy today. But he's taken 6 grabs, and he's a chance to post his first goal from about 35 to 40 metres out.
Smith from that 45-degree angle. He stabbed at it, but he stabbed it through. And Port Adelaide get another one. That could be game, set, match. 15-6 to 10-7 on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Well, there's plenty of time. We're only 8 minutes into this final term, but it may be good night Dick to the Tigers. They trail by 39 points. And when you consider they got within 14 in the opening stages of this last term, but Darren Smith awarded a free kick. That man not happy. He's been under the microscope. He's been the subject of much speculation, and he doesn't look happy at the moment.
Neither would I if I was 39 down. Oh, big knock, Chalmers. In there's Robbie Thompson. The handball goes astray, but finally they get out of it through Mackay and Mansell towards the half-forward line. Hughes back in defence. Probably lost it in the sun. Fiarchi. Oh, he's going to run himself into trouble. Got out of it beautifully. Rosonico from the defensive corner of the square. Goes for Smith again. Smith looks for a runner. No pressure put on him at all. Up towards the half-forward line. But there it's Gibbs once again in defence, who takes this time an easy defensive mark. They take the ball across goal. I don't know whether they're going to achieve much. Oh, want to be a one grab here. Hamish Stewart under pressure. Quickly enters Bond, joined by Borlase. They've blown it. Rowan Smith, 45 out, gives it a ride again. And he's just offline for 1 point only. But that was not good defensive work from the Bays.
No, and it's just a little bit of touch of authority and arrogance about Port Adelaide's game at the moment, and that spells even bigger danger for the Tigers. They've tried hard, but they've been outclassed thus far. They should have had a bigger lead in the first term, but to Port Adelaide's credit, they've stuck in there. There's been some great individual efforts. McCulley at the bottom of the pack. Umpire David Elliott will have to bounce. We're just past the 10-minute mark of the final term. Glenelg 10-7, Port Adelaide 15-17, so it's 27 scoring shots to 32. And a healthy lead to the Pies. Fist away by Bartlett. Goes down towards Bow. Doesn't have a look. Just throws it onto the boot. Murphy underneath it. Hughes forces it over the line. Well, as Ian mentioned, Port Adelaide have only lost 1 game. And John Cahill looking a little more comfortable there and just chewing a little more freely. As McCulley wins the tap down towards Lamb. He has the handball over towards Mansell. He's pretty good at kicking goals. He lines them up. But that's not an accurate one. Well, he kicked the first score of the game with a similar opportunity, and he missed, and he's missed again. So he kicked 9 against Sturt 2 weeks ago, but no accuracy today.
Didn't need that bounce. It just placed a little bit more pressure on him. Buckley stands his ground, lost the football. Mansell in there, can't get it out, and umpire David Elliott will come in and bounce in the attacking division for the Bays. Darren Smith off. He's gone straight down the race. Don't know who's returned. We'll pick that up for you in a moment. McCulley, Marshall, quickly onto his boot. Lamb using his body well. Northeast used it just as well. Bow through, trying to hook it round the corner. Gives a chance to Chigwidden. The ball sits for him. He's in business. Great tackle for Archie. Holding the ball. Well, he didn't get a huge chance to get rid of it. But I suppose the sidestep gives you a chance to get it. And Fiarchi, ever the man to tackle well, and he's got the free kick in the back pocket, kick number 15.
Well, the bottom line is that Chigwidden tried to beat the tackle and he couldn't do it, so it was a good decision. Hutton in there. He's been a quiet player. Sentry's worked hard, low to the ground. Ginniver taken out of it. He got the handball out to Brosnan, who tried to farm it out towards Buckley. He got a terrible bounce. Brosnan, like a little pit terrier, over the top of the football. Now the kick goes back from Thompson. Ginniver there. Shepherd from Borlase. There's the pass out towards Taylor. He's found him. Well, they're looking pretty good at the moment. Timmy Ginniver, I think that's a fairly large smile on his face. Ginniver's 20th kick just found the waiting hands of Mark Tyler, who has an opportunity to kick goal number 8. Kick on its way. Goes to the left. The umpire goes back to the middle. That's a pretty healthy total.
Well, there's no question that the Port Adelaide runners have done it better than the Bays this afternoon. They've delivered the ball well. Tyler has given them the opportunity. He's placed his leads to perfection. The kicks in have been good, and really Duthie's had no chance. Now, no full back in the earth can catch that one off, and Mark Tyler goes on his merry way with a superb performance at full forward.
Port Adelaide, 16 goals, 17. Glenelg, 10 goals, 8, as the Magpies go forward again, and Mark Tyler has kicked 8 goals, 2 this afternoon. The ball goes down towards Ball Ace. Been a useful performer. He's kicked 2 goals, 1. And there's that scoreboard again, 16-17. Plays 10-8. Fisk goes straight down towards Hutton. He hasn't had many kicks. He puts this one up high. Which way will it bounce? Gibbs gets back there in time. Yeah, Ball Ace has had 14 kicks today as Gibbs puts this one out wide to Duthie. Duthie in turn to Kretschmer. Kretschmer takes a bounce. Smith in pursuit. He gets the kick away. Mackay is back there. So too Chigwidden. Fiachi hot in pursuit. The ball goes back to Hallahan. Hallahan drives it in and he finds Clayton Lamb. The former West Adelaide captain outside the 50 mark puts it in. And the mark not taken. And that was directed in towards Russell. And once more, Port Adelaide will get out of trouble through Rowan Smith.
Goes to the half-forward line. Oh, Setri is blatantly pushed in the back after he couldn't take the ball. He gives it across to Rowan Smith, who's been a great contributor. The pass underway. In defence, it's Robbie Thompson. Centre half back. The Bays have got no answer at the moment. Duthie has come up ground. He's got one to beat. He'll go over to Hamish Stewart. Lyndon Bowe, he's going to have to get rid of this in a hurry. Salisbury on the half volley out wide now is Hallahan. He's made him chase it. Fiachi after him. Hallahan needs a sit on the left leg. Kick number 15 goes round the corner. Thornborough up over the top but can't bring it down. Murphy in there. Thornborough hooks for goal and he has got it. I think the Bays ever needed that as Thornborough beats his first.
Yes, good goal to Thornborough. Let's take a look at some other scores. The Eagles 13-11, trailing Central 15-8, so they've arrested the lead away from the Eagles at Football Park. And West Adelaide 19-6, Norwood 15-6, so the Redlegs look like they have the job ahead of them. As we go to the North Sturt match, North doing it easy, 21-8, Sturt 8-10. And Geelong, well, that's a sad and sorry side, 32-18. The Crows only 12-15.
Yeah, they don't have to put that up again this afternoon, thank you. Julian Burton through. Oh, Chigwidden with courage. Salisbury gets it out. Here's a chance now. Kretschmer gets it over to Lamb. Pushed as he kicked it, but I think he's got it again. Lamb boots number 4.
Well, 2 quick goals to the Tigers. They're a long, long way away, but there still is time, but it'd be highly unlikely if they could get out of this one. There's the handball from Kretschmer out towards Lamb. He's a sharpshooter. He got a push in the back, but he put it through the middle. 2 quickies to the Tigers. 80 points, plays 1-13. Clayton Lamb has kicked 4-1.
Can the Bays get back? 12-8 play, 16-17. Buckley takes it out of the centre again, drops it in towards Tyler. Off the finger, Setri on the left leg. Will bounce it through. What a goal to the Rover. Boots his second and Port Adelaide kick back quickly.
Well, the name of the game is to get the ball out of the centre square, and that certainly happened. Chalmers put it down the throat of Buckley. He drove it in long. Underneath it was Tyler, couldn't take it. Getting the crumbs as he has all day was Setri. Jammed it on the left boot, and with his 13th kick, he posted his second goal. And if the Tigers had some slim chance, I think it's disappeared now.
Port Adelaide starting to get the ascendancy out of that square again. It's Mead in ruck against McCulley. McCulley gets the tap to Chigwidden, who couldn't grab it. Ginnivan can over the head now there. Oh, Setri, high tackle. The umpire said he's going to get a free kick. Well, I think he ran underneath the arm of, almost underneath the arm. Mark Williams wants to take it on with Bartlett, but whatever. The short pass is going into Borlase. Brosnan at the back of the pack. He's only got to find it. Borlase in again. He's lost the football, and they'll come away through Mansell. He's played well since coming onto the ball. Marshall, who seems to be a little tired, has died out of the game. Mead too tall. Scoops it. That was a throw. Umpire on the blind side. Close to the line for a throw-in. But no question, the umpire could not see that from where he was situated.
I think he let the crowd know he couldn't see it. After they all yelled, he shielded his eyes from the sun as if to say it was the sun's fault. And maybe it was too. Marshall struggled today. He gets the kick forward. Thornborough in there. He snapped the goal for the Tigers. Down to Mansell. I agree with Daisy. He's worked pretty hard in their second half. That goes out to Chig Whitten. I'd say Chiggy's too far out to score, even though he's inside 50. The breeze is favouring the northern end just slightly. Not a bad-looking kick, though. Underneath it, taking the mark is Murphy. Well, he's kicked 5, 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third. This will be a tight angle, but he does have a chance to kick his 6th goal and put a little bit of respectability on the scoreboard at the 19-minute mark as David Hutton leads the ground. And coming back on is Mark Dittmar. The kick with Murphy, kicks into the man on the mark, and only a point results.
Murphy's played well, extremely well. Had a brilliant third quarter when almost single-handedly he got the Bays back into the game. But he hasn't had the opportunity, and also with Danny Hughes being on him, the opportunities haven't come so thick and fast. Hughes over the top. Mansell smothered. Fiacci out of the pack, hooks around the corner, up towards the half-forward on off the fingers. Thompson, well done to Mackay. He's been a fine contributor as he finds Kretschmer. No, Salisbury it is. Salisbury comes in short. Marshall. Now, what can the Bays do from here? They need goals, and they need them in a hurry. Marshall off on that left leg, puts it out in front of Russell. Well put, he gets it at the second grab. This way, has to hook back around the corner. Not a bad-looking shot, but he can't hook it back far enough. And it's 1 point only. Well, Russell started in the back pocket, Kim, and he's gone to full forward, and the Bays have struggled there all afternoon.
Yes, we saw him at full forward a little bit last season, and he played pretty well in defence, but as you mentioned, there's been a number of players rotating around in that full forward area. We've seen Thornborough there, Russell there, where Seabohm started there. In his testimonial game, he was dragged, I think, in the first quarter. He may have been injured, but he didn't appear to be. Mind you, he hasn't come back onto the ground, so maybe he is injured. Bartlett is there. It's socked off the ground by Borlase. The loose ball goes out towards Gibbs. There's 2 players to beat. Couldn't get an effective handball away. It's socked off the ground and intelligently done by Bartlett. Now the handball goes out towards Thompson. He was dispossessed. Brosnan's been a good player in the last 3 quarters. The ball goes out to Dittmar. Can he kick his first goal? No, he can't. He is just offline. So Mark Dittmar, who came into the side at the expense of the injured Bruce Abernathy, posts his 2nd point.
Duthie changed direction. He was coming this side, but Mansell got covered. Now he's going out to Chig Whitten. Oh, he left it for Bartlett, who was never there. Coming out with the ball is Bond in short. Ball eyes, courage, head up, eyes on the ball all the way. And there was nothing that the Bay defender could do about it. 15th kick, Borlase, Kretschmer over the top. He's giving away a few centimetres, mind you. But Borlase, who's always been a good goal shooter, has got the chance now from about 40 out where he kicks. 12 goals for the season, plus 1 he's already got today. I think he's hooked that one offline. In fact, it won't even make the distance except off the fingers, and that's 1 point only. 17-19 to 12-10. That's 36 scoring shots to 22. And therein lies a story of ascendancy.
Well, in a game that promised to go down to the wire, that hasn't turned out to be the case. Brosnan nearly took it. It has been Port Adelaide far too strong. Chig Whitten gets the handball out towards Kretschmer. He's tried hard all day. Been a pretty good player for the Tigers. Puts the ball out looking for Hallahan. Hughes is there. He's far too strong and tall. Gets a handball out towards Burton. He's been a quiet player. Delaney over the top to Geneva. Geneva's been a good player, had a sensational first term, drops it into Borlase. The handball's not an accurate one. It goes back towards Mansell. He puts it up high. Murphy has to go back into the pack. It's picked up by Lamb. He's on the wrong foot, which is the right foot, but he finds Russell, who finishes off with a very tidy goal, and that's his first.
believe, even though Daryl Mansell just blazed away when he got the football, very poor handball from Borlase there. He just blazed away. Have a look at the dash of Lamb as he goes through. Murphy provided the strength in there, and that's a perfect pass, and off goes Russell into the open goal to register his first and the Bay's 13th goal.
And every time the Tigers goal, the music comes on, and so do the young dancing girls. But unfortunately, it's only happened on 13 occasions today, and that's not enough, because Port Adelaide have kicked 17 goals. Mansell goes forward again. Murphy front of the pack, Hughes in the middle. He's the destroyer. Down to Hallahan. Taken by Murphy. He's on the left boot. He snaps towards goal. It looks like it's pretty good. Oh, this is a great effort by Murphy. He's kicked 6 goals today.
Eagles 14-14 in the last quarter. Progress score only, of course, against Central's 15-9. Gee, that is close. Only 1 point the difference. West clearing away against Norwood 21-7 to 15-6. That's going to be a marvellous win. North killing Sturt 25-9 to 9-10. That'll be North's second in a row. And I asked not to have that one put up again, but you can see Geelong annihilated the Crows.
Back here, Port Adelaide doing it well. 121 to Glenelg 94, but they haven't laid down Glenelg. They've kept trying as the ball is put in towards Thornborough. 27 points the difference, and we're a minute and a half away from time on, which suggests they won't have enough time. But at least they're going to go down fighting. Thornborough will kick from right on the 50-metre line. It's a wobbly one, at plenty of distance. The accuracy not there. 14-11, Glenelg. Port Adelaide 17-19.
Sun sinking in the west. Shadows lengthening over Brighton Road. But it's been a great afternoon for football, I can tell you. Danny Hughes. Football is still alive in South Australia when two teams like this can provide top entertainment. Bartlett will go out wide to Mansell. Koretsmir gave him the break. He's coming back in now to Marshall. Pretty well stop-start football. Players are a bit tired. Probably understandable for the effort they put in early. Mackay. Oh, he's got Clayton Lamb clear out here on the other side, and he's got the ball easily. Now, Lamb's into a breeze. He's at the 50-metre mark. He had Chigwitten in the pocket, but it's pretty congested now. He's going to have to shoot for goal. Hallahan's in there. Off goes Thornborough. Nah, that was never on. It was never, ever on. It was like trying to thread a needle in a haystack, and the easy defensive mark's been taken by North East.
Well, he tried to make champagne from water. It was never on. Buckley takes the mark. Hasn't dominated today like he has for most of season 92, but it still will be kick number 14. He's a real talent, is Nathan Buckley. Puts it out towards the veteran in Mark Williams. Hooks one around his body. That's kick number 10. He had a fairly quiet day, and Hamish Stewart takes the mark. We've hit time on here at the Bay on Brighton Road. There's some disappointed Tiger supporters here, and that's due to the tenacity of the Magpies as Buckley puts his side forward with kick number 15, and Tyler takes it right down the throat. Well, he's kicked 8 goals, 8-goal-2 in fact, and he's having a magnificent season. He was given another chance at full forward early in the year, and some say it was perhaps his last chance to make the grade, and by gee did he grab it by the throat this time. Chance for number 9. Casual approach, just leant back on it a bit, and has a tally of 8-3 now. 43 for the season, and Port Adelaide have certainly found themselves a spearhead. It's good the way the players upfield, though, look for Tyler, and he doesn't let them down. He did on that occasion, but on 8 occasions this afternoon he hasn't. Long kick to the outer side, off the fingers. Getting back on it now is Visca. The handball out. Hallahan, he's worked hard. McCulley. Marshall's going to have to work hard for this. Stands his ground. Oh, that was courage. Thought about Kretschmer. He had him going back. Oh, Hallahan, he missed him by half a metre. Rosonico makes sure that he doesn't take the ball away. Throw in centre wing on the outer side. 17-20 to 14-11. Into time on to the final quarter. Superb performance by Port Adelaide. It'll be 7-1. 7 wins, 1 loss after today. Hallahan grubbers one in towards the half forward line of the Bays.
Down goes Thompson, and a heap bow over the top. With him there is Setri, or is it Brosnan? It is, and the umpire will ball it up in the centre.
Umpire David Elliott, who's officiated with Kevin Chambers today, and they've done a pretty good job. It was a very fiery match in the opening quarter. Thornborough looking what to do with the football before he actually had it. Now Chigwidden back to Thornborough, puts it up high. Murphy likes these ones, but he couldn't get in position. Well fisted away by Rosonico. Now the ball down towards Lamb on the left boot, and a very, very tired snapshot to goal.
It wasn't David Marshall's best handball too. Maybe he had to go in low, but Lamb, as Kim said, was a tired shot, but Lamb had to bend over for the ball and he couldn't get it at the first grab. By the time he got back for it, he's in trouble. DeLacy out wide. Northeast against Chigwidden, who's worked hard. Setri out there as well. The ball out of play on the left half forward flank. 17-20 to 14-12. A pretty limp and dejected Tiger. Didn't get much to eat this afternoon. Smothered off the boot again. It's hard to see the players over there now as the sun sets on them, but I can tell you what, they're still going in. The commitment's still there, but maybe the legs aren't. A bounce down on that half forward left flank, close to full time, and it's Port Adelaide at the moment by 26 points.
Yes, and we've had nearly 29 minutes of this final term. The ball bounced on the outer side, big fist away, but once more the ball out of play. 14-12 Glenelg, Port Adelaide 17-20. In fact, our clock says 31 minutes. The one here at the Bay Oval says 29, so maybe the Tigers just want a few more minutes to get back into this game. But it won't help them. Mansell's tried hard, close to the boundary line. Good tackle. And David Elliott kindly says, throw the ball in. A wry smile on the face of David Mansell. Darren Mansell, I should say, recruited from Penola. McCulley is there, couldn't win the tap though. The ball goes down towards Hamish Stewart, and once more we'll have a bounce in these dying stages of this game down at the Bay.
The crowd on their way home. Some of them have left, but certainly they've got their money's worth this afternoon. The entertainment has been superb. Hamish Stewart back there, he can't get it out. Gee, there's some tired players, I can tell you. They can hardly raise their legs. McKay, he's been an eye-opener, this young man on the half-back line. Andrew McKay has quietened a bit in this last quarter. There's the siren to end the game. No question, Port Adelaide too good on the afternoon. They finally run out winners 17-20 to 14-12. And they now have got, as we mentioned earlier, 7 wins and 1 loss. And when you have a look at the talent they've got in there, and when you consider that Abernethy didn't come out, they've got young Brett Chalmers with a huge future as their ruckman, and they've got a leading full forward in Tyler. They've got all pluses in front of them.
Yes, it's been a great game of football, but Port Adelaide too strong. 17 goals, 21-22. Victorious over Glenelg, 14-12, 96. And KG, I know the Tigers are your second favourite side, but I'm sorry they weren't good enough today.